Is a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network. It's time to take the field for Friday Night Lights on Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU. To find out when our Friday Night Lights tour is coming to your hometown, click on sports at adastraradio.com. Stay tuned now for the Central Kansas Pregame Show on Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glaspie. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AllenSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
KSKU.
This is high school football coverage on adastraradio.com and Black Bear Broadcasting, and this is the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. It's week 2 of the 2024 high school football season in Kansas, and we are in Sterling this week as Sterling hosts the Moundridge Wildcats. Tonight we are excited once again to offer a simulcast of the Sterling Black Bears. Each week through the football season, the Black Bears will be simulcasted on KSKU 94.7 or the Ad Astra Stream Sports 2 stream, as well as Black Bear Broadcasting at shsblackbears.com. I am Brian Richter, and along with the always colorful Clark the Shark Comley and producer-engineer Chad Comley, as we bring you Sterling Black Bear football. The drive to the game is brought to you by Midway Motors. Sterling is looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Sedgwick last week, falling 42-13. In their first game of the season, the Black Bears struggled against a high-powered Sedgwick offense, but they'll aim to get back on track tonight. Let's take a look at the Erickson Custom Building Game Plan. Visit ericcustomBLDG.com for new construction and remodeling. Moundridge is riding high after last week's 43-6 victory over Bennington. Head coach Tyler O'Connor leads the Wildcats in his second season. After a stellar 9-1 record in 2023, Moundridge now joins 11-man after a number of years in 8-man. O'Connor, whose parents are Sterling College graduates, former residents of Sterling. Tyler attended Sterling grade school, as he told me, and the family left for Brewster after his first grade year and is a 2009 graduate of Wallace County High School in Sharon Springs. After serving as assistant coach at Canton Galva, he took over last year at Moundridge, and what I mentioned earlier is was their last season of playing 8-man, those 6 seasons. The Wildcats, who were 9-1 in 2023, are riding high after last week's 43-6 victory over Bennington. The Wildcats have 8 returning starters, including 6'2", 190-pound quarterback Henry Hecox, who accounted for over 1,600 yards and 37 touchdowns last season. Hecox's favorite targets are 6'4" senior tight end Bear Modelmog and junior Kaiser Knitz at wide receiver. Last Friday at Bennington, the Wildcats were dominant as they led 40-0. Yes, 40-0 after the first quarter. Hecox was too efficient, if to say the least. He was 9 for 12 for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for a score. On the receiving end of the 2 scores was Kaiser Knitz, who had 4 catches for 58 yards. Modelmog only had 1 catch, but it was a big one for 33 yards. Junior running back Paul Grill was the star. He paced Moundridge run game with an outrageous 19 yards per carry as he toasted it for 7 times for 133 yards, including a 90-yard run. Sterling looks to bounce back after a tough outing at Sedgwick last Friday night when the Black Bears, as I mentioned earlier, fell 42-13. Sterling had a nice opening drive set up by a long run from Wyatt Newberry. The Bears would get inside the 5-yard line, but penalties forced the Bears back and weren't able to convert and turned the ball over on down. Sedgwick quickly scored and went up 7-0. After a short kickoff return, the Cardinals recovered a Sterling fumble, quarterback-center exchange, and 1 play later scored to make it 14-0. Sterling scored in the second on a 55-yard run by Wyatt Newberry as the half would end with Sedgwick leading 21-7. With Sedgwick up 42-7, Zane Farney would punch in Sterling's second touchdown to make the final 42-13. After running for nearly 600 yards in the last 2 years against the Cardinals, Farney managed only 36 yards on 12 carries as Sedgwick made a concerted effort to not let him beat them this year. Newberry had his best game of his career as he carried 9 times for 120 yards. Sterling most likely will see the same loaded box defense tonight, so look for wide receiver Boston Eckert to have a big game tonight as Sterling will need to stretch the field. District 6 and District 7, let's take a look at how they did last week. In District 6, which Moundridge is in, Marion beat Harrington 46-20. Remington lost to Douglas 41-20. Moundridge defeated Bennington 43-6. And, of course, Sedgwick defeated Sterling 42-13. District 7, which Sterling is in, Ellenwood shut out Syracuse 32-0. Conway Springs dominated Nickerson 42-0. South Sumner overwhelmed Pleasanton on a long trip 49-7. Inman shut out Trinity Catholic 14-0, and Medicine Lodge beat Belle Plaine 48-0. So there's a whole lot of nothing scoring going on in District 7 last week for the losers. As always, there's plenty of high school and college football action across Kansas tonight. K-State is hosting Arizona tonight here just shortly at 7 o'clock on 92.3 and 1510 AM KLQR. KU is already in action as they are in Kansas City to take on UNLV. They began at 6, and you can find them on 94.7. Sedgwick takes on Hutch Trinity on 100.3 KNZS. Lions is at Minneapolis, and they'll be on the Sports 2 app with Doug Higgins, and they're already on. The school football scoreboard show will be on at 10 p.m. It's now time for the Ad Astra Coaches Show here on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game.
A rep was imported to get a new black bear mascot.
We are your destination for Friday Night Lights. To find out when our Friday Night Lights tour is coming to your hometown, click on sports at adastraradio.com. Hit radio 94.7 KSKU.
At NTW, you're in the driver's seat. You pick between 18, 24, or 36-month terms and get your device on us. Next Tech Wireless. Home on the range.
Walton Plumbing and Heating at 112 North Broadway in Sterling is who to call for expert heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Call them at 620-278-3462, a proud supporter of Black Bears and Warriors sports.
Ag 360 Insurance is an independent agency with 3 locations in central Kansas. Whether you need home, auto, farm, crop, commercial, or life insurance, we have options for you. Contact one of our agents for a quote today. We would love to have you become part of the Ag 360 family. Ag 360 Insurance, partners in your legacy.
See Eric Rector in downtown Moundridge or call him at 620-345-2700. Ag 360 Insurance, serving the rural communities we live in.
And we welcome you back to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Time now to hear from Sterling Black Bears head coach Brent Schneider as Clark Comley got to sit down with Coach.
Coach, they're coming up from 8-man. I don't know a lot about them. Tell us a little bit about their 8-man group and what you see now on the film with 11.
They have a good group of athletes. We knew they had good athletes just coming from basketball seasons in the past, but we didn't quite know what they'd have in the trenches. They got some good-looking kids in the trenches. They play hard. Coming up from 8-man, they had a lot of success at 8-man. So I think the transition is going to be fairly easy for them, and they have good size, and they have really good athleticism, and they're going to play hard.
Okay, you've mentioned play hard twice. Does that mean they get off the ball extremely fast?
They're physical.
Okay.
They play to the whistle. They don't take plays off. And so you just kind of see those things on film.
Okay. It's not a good thing for us.
No, I think it's a good thing for us because those are the same things we preach. So it should be a good football game, and we're excited for the challenge.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity for us to get better. Like I said, I thought we had a great week. We're going to get.
Let's talk a little bit about that week. What are some things you've been working on this week?
We just wanted to make sure we went back and wanted to get really good at what we do. And we felt like maybe we were trying to get a little too cute with some things and got away from our identity. And I think that the total package showed that. So we just kind of got back to the basics on some things and making sure that we knew exactly what we were doing so we could play fast and play physical. And we put a huge emphasis on our defense. We got away from some things that maybe we were able to do with having 7 seniors last year on the field. And so we tried to change some things up. And
concerned about any of their kids?
No, I'm not concerned. We're just, like I said, we graduated a lot, so we got inexperience, and we're excited to see our kids get better each week, and we really believe that they are. So we have a lot of young guys playing. We have a lot of guys playing that maybe not young, but they haven't played a ton in the past. So we're seeing people just in practices, and we know with games that they're going to get better. They need experience, and that's the best thing to do it. And our guys that have played a lot, proud of their leadership, and I'm just proud of how they responded after the game on Friday. And it was a good atmosphere, it was good culture, and those are the things we preach. And we went right into practice and ready to get to work. So I'm proud of so many people just for stepping up and answering the bell.
I think that's a huge statement to be made there, that the things you're working on, you're actually seeing them do it. That's got to make you feel really good. All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time today, and we're looking forward to seeing you play the Wildcats on Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
You're at the 50-yard line for Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app for your smartphone or tablet. Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
At Mid-Kansas Credit Union, we live by our motto, grounded in the past, growing for the future. We are a full-service credit union with offices in Moundridge and Buhler. Mid-Kansas Credit Union would like to wish all the athletes the best of luck as they compete this season.
The Bradbury Company in Moundridge is recognized as a leading global equipment supplier for products like grain bins, steel framing, garage doors, metal roofing, and more. The Bradbury Company is a proud supporter of local schools and student athletes and wishes best of luck to all the teams.
Need help with the down payment on your new dream home? Talk to Marcia and Kim today at First Bank. You'll learn all about the turnkey program and the 3 customizable options that could earn you up to $15,000 towards your down payment. Call Marcia and Kim today to see if you and your new home will qualify at First Bank, or log on to first-bank.net. That's first-bank.net. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Well, we welcome you back to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Moundridge Wildcats, Coach Tyler O'Connor. And, Coach, your team moves to 1-0 on the season with a nice victory over Bennington, 43-6. But takes a little bit through the offseason. Obviously, preparation probably a little bit different this year for the Wildcats as you moved up from 8-man, where you've really played well, to 11-man this season. But tell us a little bit about that transition over the course of the off season.
Yeah, so I was kind of fortunate to have a couple guys on staff that had some 11-man experience. They've helped out a lot here with the transition, but as far as preparing the kids goes, it really came down to just getting reps in the game. So we try to get as much exposure to the 11-man game through camps and 7-on-7s and things like that this summer. And we have a really good group of seniors and upperclassmen that's made the transition smoother than it probably should have been.
Well, yeah, and you talk about that. I mean, obviously, moving up from 8-man to 11-man, there's a lot of differences in the game, but you bring back a really solid group that's had success in football and especially basketball as well. But tell us a little bit about the team that you got coming back, Coach.
Yeah, like you said, they're upperclassmen heavy. They've had a lot of experience, and unfortunately for them, they've kind of had to make adjustments throughout their entire career. They've had either a new coach or a new system, or jumping from 8-man to 11-man. The senior groups had kind of a different story each year, so they've been doing a good job of kind of making those adjustments on the fly, and I think it's made them better football players up to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those guys, your quarterback, Henry Hecox, had a big year last year, already putting up good numbers. But you get another big test, Heart of America League school. I know you know them very well, but you haven't seen Sterling in a while. But tell us a little bit about what you've seen of them and what you guys are going to have to do well to come out on top.
Well, it's one of those teams, that week in and week out, you're going to get their best. And the offense that they run, is very specific as far as being assignment sound. So they can make it a long week on anybody, and we just got to make sure that we stay focused up on what our jobs are and put our best foot forward on Friday.
Well, we know it should be a great matchup in the Heart of America League. And, Coach, we appreciate the time, and best of luck to your Wildcats.
I appreciate it.
And that will do it for Coach O'Connor. We've got more of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up right after this.
It's time to take the field for Friday Night Lights. Listen to Friday Night Lights right from your iPhone or Android device. Download the Ad Astra radio app. Hit radio 94.7 KSKU.
This is country music singer-songwriter Nicole Gallion here to tell you about my hometown, Sterling, Kansas. There's wonderful things happening in Sterling, and we would like your family to join us. Consider moving your family to our safe, rural community where we currently have brand new spec homes and apartments with 3-bedroom duplexes coming very soon. Now is your chance to enroll your children in our award-winning school district. Soon we will be even closer to the metro due to the new highway. Come enjoy our small town charm while being just a short drive away from the big city.
Do you have hard water to deal with in your home? Let Gearing Hardware in Moundridge help. They feature Water-Right water softener systems for installation. Benefits of a Water-Right water softener in your home include shinier silverware, glasses, mirrors, as well as softer skin and hair. Gearing Hardware will help you clean up your water with a Water-Right water softener system so you can enjoy a more pleasant taste and feel to your water. Gearing Hardware in Moundridge since 1897. Come in and see what a century worth of knowledge and customer service can do.
KSKU.
Welcome back to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game as we're live from Sterling here as the Black Bears host the visiting Moundridge Wildcats. Sterling enters 0-1, Moundridge 1-0. I am Brian Richter along with Clark Comley and producer-engineer Chad Comley. Tonight's broadcast is being simulcasted on Black Bear Broadcasting at SHS, blackbears.com, and the Ad Astra Sports number 2 stream. Well, we all know what that means. It's the time for Clark the Shark Comley and his Shark Bites of the Game, presented to you by Precision Engraving and Awards of Sterling. Welcome back, Clark. I saw that Mrs. Wooler got your order in, so you're all set.
Yep, I'm pretty set. Well, now she's giving you, hey, are you been watching the toss? We just had the coin toss. Looks like Moundridge has won the toss. No, I'm not sure who won the toss. Did you see who won the toss? Moundridge receiving, but we might have deferred. I didn't see which happened.
Well, those are some serious Shark Bites of the Game that you got there from the Shark.
I got distracted by all the food talk. I forgot that I was supposed to be talking about the keys. We should quit having the Shark Bites of the Game. Just go with the song and call it good.
You've got one game, because one job.
Is
what you have.
Shark Bites are always the same every week.
Well,
everybody's going to try to stop Zane, and can we get him open, or can we get some other guys to get some yardage? Can we get Boston in the passing game somehow? Can we stop whatever offense they've run, especially if they're fast? I don't know. How fast are they? Have you watched?
A little film, yeah. They've got
usually watch about 20 hours of film on these games.
They've got plenty of athletes, and this is a non-district game. And by the way, if you heard an old married couple arguing before the radio broadcast came on, but those of you watching on SHS Black Bear, that was Clark and I.
The two of you that had the extra thing on.
Yeah, that was us. This is a non-district game. Sterling leads the all-time series 14-7, dating back to 1945. Black Bears have won the last 4 matchups dating back to 2008. Last 2 met into 2017 here in Sterling when the Black Bears won 42-7.
Yeah, it's a nice game. 2 nice communities going at it here.
It is, and
they got a proud community. We got a proud community. So
the players are in a hurry, and the officials still have a minute and a half on the clock. That
we've been warming up for over an hour.
And the players have been on the field. They do not have a clock set. They do now, and so we're ready for football. Sterling's going to kick off. Lane Weigel is in, and look out for, I'm guessing, I'm going to have a hard time looking at these, but Finn Burge is out there along with Kaiser Knitz.
Yeah, I got your names for you if you get in trouble.
You do.
Yeah, I got them.
You should look out for Braden Elmore. He's number 13 out there. We'll talk more about him here in a little bit, as Clark talked about him being really fast. There's the kick by Weigel, and this one will go out of bounds, and presumably Moundridge will take it.
It out of bounds. Why would we kick it out of bounds, Brian?
Well, I assume you want to give it on the 35 so they don't return.
So
that's
Mr.
called
Speedy doesn't get the ball in open field.
That's called Clark the Shark Comley football, and they may make us kick it again.
Nah, they're going to take it. They want to get going.
I'm assuming that
they want to get to playing.
I'll assume that Sterling won the toss and deferred. There is no wind here in Sterling, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful evening here on the grass field at Smizer Stadium, McCracken Field.
It looks pretty nice down there. A few patches not so good, but overall, field's in pretty good shape.
Moundridge will head to the south here towards away from the college.
They're heading towards my mom's house.
That's true. Well, of course, everybody knows where she lives. And Henry Hecox, he'll be in the shotgun here. And this will be right off tackle, and a really nice play made by, I believe that was.
I think Waylon was the first one to hit him, Waylon Schmidt.
Waylon Schmidt, along with Cale Thomas, had him in the backfield for no gain.
It was a great defensive play for us, but then it turns out to be disappointing.
It was a 7-yard gain, turns out.
Yeah.
As a Burge slipped out of those tackles, or those hands, I guess, and went out for a nice run of 7 yards.
They honestly looked like solid tackles to me. He just kept his feet going.
It'll be 2nd and 3. Moundridge, they'll look at Coach O'Connor at the sideline to change the play. He'll move.
Hecox is a nice-looking kid, isn't he?
He sure is. Well, we've seen him before. He's about 6'3". In motion goes Kaiser Knitz across the formation. They'll look to the right, and they got a block in the backfield, which was a nice block.
The illegal one.
And a completion to Logan Greenwald, who is lined up as the running back tonight, the 5'6" sophomore, but they're going to call a block in the back. The original block was pretty good, I think, because he caught it behind the line of scrimmage, Clark.
Depends if he broke away from him and there becomes space. Because if you keep contact and they turn, it's not a block in the back. But if there's space there, then it's a block in the back if you re-hit him. 2nd and 13 after the penalty.
On the 32-yard line is Moundridge. Again, they'll pause to see a play from the sideline. They'll widen out Lane Durst. Now, Bear Modelmog is the tight end there and their leading receiver from last year. He's covered up now, though, on the line of scrimmage, so he'll be blocking. In the Wildcat was Kaiser Knitz. He gets around the left corner, and he could be gone. He is not. He's stopped out of bounds, but I believe it will be enough for a first down, Clark.
It's going to be really close where they mark him out of bounds. I never saw the ref mark it. They're not moving the sticks.
Well, he got less than I thought.
Well, it was a weird look. Oh, yeah, they marked him out way back there. Well, we've had 2 great defensive plays for losses that they've gained on. That should have been a loss. We strung that out nicely like it's supposed to work, I think.
So the defensive line stuffed the give, and Knitz was able to get it around the left side, but he was only able to get about 5 yards. He ran a long way along the sideline out of bounds. So he'll have now it will be Hecox at quarterback. He'll have trips to his right. Sterling drops 4 in coverage. Hecox will carry it, tries to carry 3 or 4 Bears. He'll get it. He will not get the first down. It's going to be about a yard short.
This will be an interesting call from their coach here. Forcing a yard. Will he be aggressive and go for it? If I was him, I would not run that play again, 4th and 1. I'd get this quarterback on the edge. Looks like they're going to go for it.
You didn't like that call? That was about 3 yards.
It's not going to work a second time in a row. If they come back to it later in the game, okay. But we're gonna be playing up the middle here, 4th and 1. And that so far their line is not dominating us. We're dominating them. So this needs to be something on the edge probably where he can use his athleticism and make a move.
Grill is back. He had over 100 last week, and he's back next to Hecox.
Flag right there.
Hecox will carry it, looks around the right side, and he's going to be stopped short. And Sterling will hold as a nice defensive play by a host of Black Bears. I didn't see who was on the bottom of that.
A whole bunch from were over there.
Wyatt Newberry looked like he was first and on the bottom. So Sterling holds, and it will be first down and 10 from the Moundridge 44-yard line with 9:38 left here in the opening quarter. If you joined us, that's Moundridge's first drive of the game.
That was a nice stuff by our defense. We dominated the first series of the game. They're just not as athletic as Sedgwick, in my opinion, right off the bat.
Well, just right now, just obviously a different format, too. No doubt that Sedgwick was very athletic.
Yeah.
To make.
Well, they were getting all sorts of things. They were pushing us all over and everything.
Now, Boston Eckert's forced to go out of the game. Being 6'5", his pants don't cover his knees. And so the officials sent him out. Sterling first down. The give is to Farney. He'll carry it for 6, which is by far here, or 5. That's by far his largest gain of the season, outside of last week's touchdown run from 7.
Well, if they don't stop that, we're going to have a really good game. And you would think they know we're going to run that, and they couldn't stop it. So I think we're off to a very good start here.
Be 2nd and 2, or 2nd and 6 here. I'm sorry, I was second down. Be sure to stream today's broadcast on your phone with that Astra Radio app powered by Nextech Wireless, the latest phones and devices at the best prices. Logan Isaac will quarterback Sterling for his 3rd year. Farney behind him. In motion is Burgess. He'll go back to pass, and here's Boston Eckert. Boston's got to run, and he lays out. He got caught up, and that's what I was hoping to see tonight, Clark.
That's nice. We took a shot. It's a perfect down to take a shot, and it was really a good ball. It's actually just missed by a foot. So timing was not too far off from being a touchdown.
It looked like he got it caught up with the corner out there. It looked like maybe, and it slowed him down just enough that he couldn't get to the football. Finn Burge out there on the coverage. Burge giving up about 7 inches to the 6'5" Eckert. So it's 3rd and 6. Sterling on the 40-yard line of Moundridge. They'll give to Farney. He'll twist around and get a couple. On the tackle was Hecox from his middle linebacker position to bring up 4th and 4. So both teams battling here for 4th down position.
Yeah, I like our chances here, actually. It's going to be Newberry in some sort of action, I would think.
Now, Sterling's best play last week was their sweep to Newberry, as you mentioned. He had 2 long runs.
Get some kind of option or sweep with Newberry. 52's right there, going to play it. Here they come.
Here's your sweep. Nice block, but they're going to call a block in the back. And it would be a first down as Wyatt Schmidt gets about 10, but it'll be called back.
We got no instant replay.
We got nothing tonight. Don't even antagonize me on that.
I wish we had a little instant replay to see this block in the back.
Nolan Plouts looked like he had his head in front, but he will be called for a
huge call for us, actually, because we got the momentum going well here. We just got it, and now looks like we're going to punt it, actually.
8:16 in the first, no score. Both teams now with a possession. Moundridge failed on their 4th down attempt, and Sterling did too, so they will punt it, or at least show that they're going to punt. The clock will run.
All right, this makes me nervous. I think it looks like we're going to be the better team, in my opinion, right off the bat. I know it's just seen short, but this kid might be faster than us.
They have plenty of kids faster than Sterling.
This is where they can hurt us in these type of situations.
Nice snap, but the ball goes through.
Or something like this.
Cale will have it blocked. Cale Thomas, as the ball sailed through his hands high, he'll have it blocked. And Moundridge will take over on the 32-yard line of Sterling.
Well, I was nervous.
You were.
Not for that, but I was.
You had every reason to be.
I was a little bit right.
You had every reason to be worried. 8-12 in the first.
I'm kind of hoping Moundridge just keeps trying to run like they're going, because I think we're going to be okay there. I'm a little more worried about their pass game. I don't know how he throws it, but.
Well, he throws it well.
You've seen it?
Yes, he was 9-12 last week for well over 100, 2 touchdowns against Bennington, and he's.
If you look at this tight end over here on this side, he looks nice.
Yeah, that's Bear Modelmog. You're familiar with him. Grill will go in motion. Hecox has all time. He rolls to his left, dumps it over to Model Mog for about a 20-yard gain all the way down to the 10-yard line. Nice play by Hecox as there was no pressure on him.
Tackle made by number 2, Wyatt Newberry.
Yeah, just too much time for him to dink around, and then it was just kind of roll around out there and somebody go somewhere. It wasn't a plan play anymore.
No, it wasn't. It was a nice improv.
Everything had broken down, and he just tossed it to an open guy that just kept running around.
1st and goal from the 10. Hecox will look to the sideline once again. Next to him is Logan Greenwald as they continue to rotate running backs in. Knitz to his right. It'll be a give and a cutback by Greenwald, and he'll be stopped for a loss of 1. So nice play there by Waylon Schmidt. Looked like Zane Farney.
Well, top front guys seem to be doing pretty good there. Who's 55 for us?
55. You don't know who that is?
I was thinking it was Derek Crone.
That is Derek Crone. He just came into the game over there.
I thought he was on the offensive line. I didn't know he was on
He is, and he just came into the game on this last play. So 7-16 in the first. So it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 11. His 2nd and goal, I should say. Knitz inside receiver to the right. Finn Burge.
They go out here to 3 is what I think.
Little fade route there. Sterling has no contain. Hecox scrambles, and he'll get down to the 7-yard line.
So is this 3rd and goal?
It is 3rd and goal from the 7.
Okay.
6:42 here in the first. No score. Moundridge's 2nd drive.
Think they got a field goal kicker?
Yeah, they do, actually. He kicked, I believe, 1 last week. They put up 40 last week in the first quarter against Bennington.
Yeah, this is not Bennington they're playing here. But this quarterback is not that Sedgwick quarterback that was faster than lightning.
No.
He's not that fast. I mean, he's a good athlete, but
he's a lot bigger.
He's way bigger. Probably ought to be in the pocket type passer. That Sedgwick guy, he was tough.
That'd be Corey Crumrine. Knitz will go in motion. There'll be a reverse to him. He's got the edge. Might be a hold there on Taylor Maxwell, but there will be a call.
Good.
There will be. Knitz probably got 3 out of it, but it will be a hold on Moundridge.
More like a touchdown play to me when it first started. So I think a hold's a pretty good deal for us.
So that'll back Moundridge up 10 yards. Looks like the flag was thrown at the 8. That'll back him up 10, and that's a significant penalty, as Sterling can attest to from last week.
Or earlier today with our block in the
Good
back.
point.
So both teams have had some things hurt them pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
a pretty big one for Moundridge.
But now it gives them more space to operate, I guess.
Yes, it's a little more dangerous to let that guy run. I don't know. What are we going to do? We're going to let him run around back there and throw it, or are we going to pressure him and give him lanes to run all the way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tough
Sterling
decision.
only looks like they're rushing 3. 6 minutes now as the clock will run here on this down. They'll take over on the 17-yard line, and Sterling a little bit out of position. Hecox stops, throws it down the middle, and has Model Mog wide open down the middle for a touchdown. He went up high to get that, and it'll be a touchdown.
He was not a little open.
No.
He was what you call a lot of open.
Bear Model Mog from 17 yards out gets Moundridge on the board.
We must have blown something, you know. It's easy. Okay, first off, up here in the booth, you can watch these things develop. So down there, you know, it's not the same.
5:52 in the first. Sterling gives up its first touchdown to Moundridge on a nice play from Hecox to Model Mog. In to kick the extra point, and it will be good. It looks like from here is Cyrus Bluff, or Blau. And so we'll step away for a 1-minute break here on Black Bear Broadcasting and at Astor Radio. Sterling trails 7-0 under the Moundridge Wildcats.
and then went back into the gym a little bit too quickly and too aggressively. And then finally I said, well, I'm just going to try this Room Flex product. And the inflammation was gone in 2 days. I mean, it just absolutely erased it, and I was back to normal.
Follow us on Facebook or visit HyattLifeSciences.com to see how we can help.
This is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. For years, we've been known for our great service with our ag customers. But did you know we can handle your family or small business insurance needs as well? We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about what we can do for you. As an independent agency, we can shop different coverage options for you. Stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128. Or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
KSKU.
Welcome back to the Allen Samuels broadcast booth here in Sterling as the Moundridge Wildcats take the opening lead with 5:52 here in the first as they converted a Henry Heacock 17-yard pass to Bear Modelmog, who went up really high in his tight end position, went right down the middle and grabbed it for the 6, and the conversion was good. And so Moundridge will kick off. So Sterling probably not going to get the greatest field position here, and it's a hot kickoff to the left. It skips right in front of, can't tell which Black Bear that is, and there's a host of flags flying all over.
They're having a contest to see who could throw it the farthest, like throwing the javelin out there.
That was Darren Maxwell on the carry, but he gets it over the 32, but the flags are going to push it back.
There was a phone found in the men's bathroom. To clean your phone, please see.
What was the signal? I knew it was against us, but I didn't see it.
Blocking the back?
Blocking the back is what I'm guessing, but I didn't see it. You know, I wanted to point out on that touchdown, you made a comment that we didn't pay much attention to. I did, saying that we're giving them more space. And the only reason they scored is because they had more space. The primary reason that was successful is because the penalty moved them back and gave them all that area to play with.
So it would have been 4th and about 7 versus, or 4th and 7 versus 4th and 17. And Heacock's made a really nice throw, high enough that nobody was going to get it. And so Sterling now takes over against a solid 8-man front. They have 3 defensive backs, a safety close to the line of scrimmage. They get it out to the edge. Nice run by Dylan Burgess, and he will get out for 8 yards.
Nice play call. I personally lost the ball. I was watching something here in the middle thinking Zane was going for a long run, and I never saw it with Dylan coming around the end. So we did a good job being deceptive there.
5:39 in the first. Sterling and over wearing their white helmets, black tops over white pants. Moundridge in their black helmets, their red and Wildcat on their helmet with white tops and white pants. Zane will get it in the middle, and he'll drag some Wildcats over for a first down, clear out to the 35-yard line. I Need a Cleaners. Be sure to take your uniforms to them and your clothes. It's where to take your clothes. I Need a Cleaners in Hutchinson.
I'll tell you what, with all these white pants, I Need It should be making a mint off of this.
If they're doing that, 5.5 Sterling.
I don't think they do football pants.
I
think you know who does them?
Moms.
The moms do the football pants. That's why the coaches don't care if they're white.
Moms will get them white.
Yeah, they'll use some kind of bleach on them or something.
Nolan Ploutz will split to the right. Eckert to the left, wide left. He's matched up with, this will be again Burgess to the right, and he gets a nice little gain of about, they gave him less than I thought he got. He got about 3 there.
I think that's the identical play I was faked out on a little bit ago.
This matchup out here with Eckert and...
Got to try it again, don't you think, at some point?
Yep, Finn Burge out here. He does have Knitz helping a little bit over the top, but Knitz is playing the safety, but he's really tight to the line of scrimmage.
They're all up in basically the box.
Yeah, they're walking both linebackers up into it, and got to get to the edge. Newberry stops, twists, turns. Knitz will drag him down at the 40, forward progression to the 40, and that will bring up 3rd and 5 for Sterling.
Nice play for us. It looked like it was going to go for more than that, but this, this corner over here.
Finn Burge
came up and had the outside contain and kept it, you know.
So doing as they are coached, guaranteed there. 4:35 in the first. Here is Moundridge is up 7-0 on Sterling. And
we got him.
Sterling will get a 5-yard penalty.
Probably going to give us first.
They will get the beneficiary of a 5-yard penalty.
I tell you, that's a huge, in this stage of the game, that might not be a huge thing another time of the game. Right now, it's a huge thing for us.
For momentum's sake, you're right.
Well, we either got it first or we're probably going to get one. And who knows if we are going to get it on this third down play here. So,
first down, Blackberry.
We're going to go ahead and give them the first down. I think that was a generous spot, actually.
Yeah, that was a great call from Brent to get that, make them get off their heels, off their toes a little bit. They're just coming like crazy.
Logan goes back to pass, throws a jump ball, and it'll go through the hands of Eckert. And Finn Burge gets up celebrating at his pass defense as he was stuck to him that time.
Yeah, he had pretty good defense. I got to give it to him. He might be over celebrating a little bit.
But giving up some, I had him giving up 6 inches. He is 6'1". I say he's taller than I had anticipated him being looking.
Grew over the summer from last year.
Yeah, he is 6'1", so a nice matchup as I'm sure he'll follow Boston around. It'll be 2nd and 10. Burgess in motion to the right. Logan will pull it, and he'll go up the middle, and for one of his nicer gains of his career for about 7 yards.
It was a big hole. They did not account for him. So I don't know what he's reading, but he read something there good.
Well, in that offense, really it's more defensive. Who do they want to beat them? Are they going to say, we're going to let Logan Isaac beat us at quarterback, and we're not going to let the two halfbacks or especially Zane Farney at fullback to beat them. So you give up a little bit.
Big play here.
3:40, 3rd and 3. It'll be a short pitch to Burgess. Burgess has got the edge. He puts on a move, and he'll get enough, I believe, for the first down. He will. It'll be first down Sterling, 3:31 in the first.
Nice drive we're executing here.
It might have been the shortest option pitch of all time. It was about a foot.
Nice job. Okay, here's the key to me. I don't think they can stop us if we execute like this. Can we play clean football?
That is a very good point.
Can we play clean football? Because I don't think they're going to stop us if we can execute.
This is probably the 7th or 8th play of this drive. They'll go to the left. They'll give it to Farney quickly out for about maybe 1.5. It'll bring up 2nd down as Sterling heads to the north end zone here in Sterling. Clark will be bringing us some Lions Dental Care scores later, providing healthy smiles and a gentle touch later when we get a chance. Sterling nearly gets a Wildcat to jump.
He did jump. He just didn't go into the neutral zone far enough.
Sterling will look for another play now under 3 minutes, trailing 7-0. It'll be a give to Farney. He's grabbed. He breaks out, gets all the way down to the 29-yard line of Moundridge, so about a gain of about 12, it looks like, for Farney.
13, Braden Elmore. That carry's good for a Black Bear first down.
Got any comments on that play?
Well, they had him. He's just a great runner, and you're going to have to be solid in your tackling or he's going to go break it and go score.
1st and 10 from the 30, actually. They're going to go back to Eckert, and it's knocked down. A nice play by a Moundridge lineman.
Isaac's pass batted down by number 56, Ben Hardog.
I think they got to keep going at him, but right now 3, I don't know, for their team. Their white 3 is kind of, I think, winning the matchup.
Neutralizing him, Boston
I
Eckert.
think that was going to be a tough one for Boston to catch. That might have been, I don't know.
Sterling will move Nolan Plouts over here to the left side on the line of scrimmage. Eckert will back off, so it will be really a twins trips look for Sterling. 2nd and 10, 2:27 after that incomplete pass. Newberry in motion. They'll give it to him on a jet sweep, and there was absolutely no block of Henry Hecox. And with 7 on the line of scrimmage, literally, it's difficult.
Yeah, there's You've got to get off the ball or they're going to be in there.
So bring up 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. We got an official timeout as a Wildcat is down. And we'll take an injury timeout here as Moundridge leads Sterling 7-0 here with 2:03 remaining in the first quarter.
And is ready to assist you with every aspect of your personal injury case. Tom and his staff have over 25 years of experience and work diligently to fight for the compensation you deserve. If you've been hurt at work or in a car or motorcycle wreck, call 620-241-9000 for a free consultation today. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Visit pilelaw.legal to find more information and rest assured you're moving in the right direction.
Back in Sterling, the Moundridge Wildcat, I can't tell who is down, and so I'm not going to guess. And both athletic trainers from Moundridge and Sterling are out there taking a look. Looks to be a lower leg.
Time to talk about Pile Law and injuries.
Yeah, what can you tell us about Pile Law?
Pile Law is an injury lawyer, and if you have injuries from accidents or probably workman comps, that'd be a good guy to call. He's up in McPherson.
Yep, 241-9000. Tom works to get the benefits you deserve. And, well, we have upcoming here, 2:03 left in the first. Sterling with a 3rd and 12. And it looks like they're going to pull the young man onto his feet. And still don't have a number yet. They're going to help him off.
I thought they were going to bring him over here for a while. Looks like 52 or 60.
I believe it's Leighton Schmidt, and it is. And Schmidt, if you might remember him from the basketball floor.
I don't.
Well, you don't pay attention to names, but I kind of do. And so that could be a big loss, as he is one of their nice interior down linemen.
That's a huge loss because he's got to probably stop Zane.
Well, one of them that does, that's for sure. And he's
not moving quick.
No, he's left leg, and we'll leave it at that. 2:03 left in the first. Sterling's up Sterling's trail 7-0 as Moundridge scored on a 17-yard touchdown pass from Henry Heacox to Bear Modelmog at the 5-minute mark.
I think you run right back where 52 was. I don't want to be mean to Moundridge, but they probably just brought somebody from the JV and put him in there.
Moundridge with 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, and it will be an illegal procedure on Sterling, and that will put him back in a 3rd and 17, actually, and all the way back down to the 37-yard line of Moundridge, and this is almost a repeat of last week.
No, this is not even close to last week. We're going to be right in this football game all the way.
I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to the penalties, Clark, about how we shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's tough. Everybody gets penalties, whether you can recoup from them.
Logan will go back to pass, and he has nothing. He throws it backwards.
This may turn out really good.
Zane Farney.
Not so good.
So he was being sacked by Braden Denhardog, and he flipped it to Zane.
That's a nice job with that name, Denhardog.
And Zane will I think
he actually
gained a yard.
Yeah.
So it's 4th and 16, now under a minute remaining, and Sterling will punt the football. The last time they attempted.
You think we're going to punt it for real? This has got to be a fake.
Well, he's sending the punt team out. Last time the snap went high, Cale Thomas couldn't handle it, tried to punt it, and it was blocked.
I think I'd probably go for it.
It did set up the Moundridge touchdown.
Here we are with that weird punt thing.
Good snap. Cale will kick it. It's going to go to the right, and it's a shank way out of bounds.
Then we gained a few yards.
Sterling will gain about 13 yards as
the sticks are basically staying right there. They're just going to put the box at the other end.
It was a 16-yard punt.
Nope,
actually less than that.
I think we lost yardage on the sticks.
It was actually about a 8-yard punt.
Not what Brent dreamed, I'm sure.
No. Moundridge will take over on their own 27-yard line. 22 seconds remaining in the first as we'll get ready for a break here at the end of the quarter. It's neon night at Sterling.
So that's the theme. Well, what's that Moundridge guy doing over there in neon? Is one of our people on their stand? What are you doing on their stands, guy?
Got a really nice crowd tonight considering KU and K-State are
I didn't
playing.
think anybody be here. It's pretty full. This is a pass, I think.
Knitz at quarterback. He fires to Hecox for a complete pass for a gain of about 7 yards. It'll get out to they'll mark it at the 34-yard line, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Sterling as Moundridge leads Sterling 7-0.
That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
And we're here at end of one in Sterling on Ad Astra Radio and the Sports Stream 2 and Black Bear Broadcast. And we'll step away for a 1-minute break.
At People's Bank and Trust, we value our customers. We know you have plenty of choices for your mortgage loans, but we think we have what you're looking for, relationship banking. And if you're considering refinancing or purchasing a new home, check our competitive rates before you make that change. Your payments will be made at home, and you'll receive good personalized service. That's how we've established many long-lasting relationships. Make a change, know your lender, and make your payments at home with People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're looking for a friendly dentist that makes you feel at home, make an appointment with Dr. Douglas Henshaw, DDS in Sterling. Dr. Henshaw takes pride in maintaining your dental health and beautifying smiles, specializing in orthodontics, bleaching, veneers, fillings, crowns, and bridges. Dr. Henshaw's office can also help with personally fitted mouth guards, mini implants, TMJ, and sleep apnea. Online at henshawdds.com. Trust your smile to Dr. Douglas Henshaw, DDS in Sterling.
KSKU.
Welcome back to Sterling as Moundridge leads Sterling 7-0 after a touchdown pass from Henry Hecox to Bear Modelmog on a 17-yard completion after a blocked Sterling punt. And now Moundridge sitting at 2nd and 3 on their own 34-yard line. Hecox will take the snap alone. Actually, that's Knitz, and he'll be hauled down for a loss of about 3. In there was Wyatt Newberry, Cale Thomas, and Darren Maxwell.
That was the old Colin Klein play from K-State right there.
Little Wildcat is what you're saying?
Oh, that's what it looked like to me. And they didn't do as good as Colin did with it.
No. I want to thank our fine sponsors, City of Sterling Precision Engraving Awards of Sterling, Next Tech Wireless, AG360 Insurance, and Inman. Started the second quarter if you're just now joining us.
Big play here because I don't think they'll go for it at this field position. So stop here, we get the ball back.
Hecox back at quarterback. He'll drop back. He steps up in the pocket. He'll get corralled by a couple Black Bears, but
that's
nearly a first down.
It's going to be the spot. It's going to be really close.
Tackle made by Tucker Haas and Logan Isaac.
Tucker Haas with the tackle, but
they're going to measure it.
He drags 3 Black Bears forward, and they'll give him the first down.
Gave him the first. That's for a measurement.
Moundridge with 43 yards passing in the first quarter, 33 on the ground, real balanced. The Sure to Be Wrong stats brought to you by Chad Comley.
Hey, I got some really interesting first quarter scores. You want to hear a few of them?
No, K-State and KU.
I don't do that. Here's the one. Lions 7, Minneapolis 7 into 1. And listen to this one. Sedgwick and Trinity 0-0 after 1. That's a shocker right there. That's a big concern for us.
Trinity did not score last week against Inman. They were shut out, and so 2 big scores there. Hecox, actually that's Knitz, fakes the handoff to Logan Greenwald, and he'll take it out for 9 yards to the 47-yard line of Moundridge for a first down. 10:28 remaining in the second quarter.
I feel fortunate they didn't score on that play. It looked wide open.
He did have a chance, and Moundridge changing quarterbacks almost seemingly every play.
They just do different things, what they want to run.
This time it'll be Hecox back there. Knitz will be spread to the right side. He'll go in motion behind. And Hecox has
big runner.
A ton of room to run.
He took forever. Is he setting up his blocks or just analyzing the situation, whatever?
He sure does, and he got a gain of 7 before he was actually.
Hurry to get out there.
Taylor
Maxwell at the stop, but Taylor was the first Black Bear to even touch him. So a gain of 7. And Sterling, I would say, is a little confused at this point.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, you might be right with that word, confused.
That Lions-Minneapolis score does not surprise me a little bit. As
really?
Minneapolis is down 5 starters from their last week's game at Southeast Saline.
Yeah, Southeast Saline could beat you up.
Hecox looks to me like he didn't have his mouthpiece in. Maybe he carries 2. And he'll fire it to Modelmog out here. Modelmog pushes down Black Bear, and finally Tucker Haas will run him out at the 29-yard line. But there is a penalty thrown by the
flags. It's got to be motion or something.
Side judge threw it, so Clark says illegal motion.
Either that or they're in the wrong formation or something.
It was just a simple little spot pass, and Landon Aguilera out here at the corner, the sophomore, just got pushed down, and he couldn't make the tackle. Tucker had to do it.
We declined it. Oh, they're going to take the loss of down there. Is there a loss of down with the second penalty? One was an illegal shift. Illegal shift, and then there's a second penalty, the hands on the hat. What is that?
I can't decide if it's an illegal man downfield or illegal equipment.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how big a penalty. We took the second one. It's a 10-yard or whatever it was.
I did notice that Hecox didn't have his mouthpiece in, or what appeared to be, but maybe
10 or 15.
No, the quarterback.
Looks like flag's going to be for legal participation.
Legal participation. Well, that's what I thought, but I just thought that why would they have illegal participation on offense? That's usually a defensive.
Well, you might have 12 on the field.
Right, but that's weird. You don't usually see that on offense.
So they'll spread Modelmog out here again as Hecox back in his shotgun.
The run-pass plays are the ones that scare me the most.
And, of course, Sterling is given plenty of room. Hecox fakes a throw. He'll scramble to his left.
Like this.
Directs, and now he'll just throw it out of bounds.
No, he's throwing that guy. He's throwing it out of bounds. You're right.
He did throw it in the direction of Flynn Burge, who probably came all the way across the field, but it was out of bounds, and so it'll bring up 3rd and 17, 8:52 here in the second. Moundridge up 7-0. Sterling yet to really find an answer. They have
answer to what?
To Hecox and Knitz, both at quarterback.
Well, we answered it here with this penalty. That was our answer. They're not going to get this, do you think?
Sterling playing
I think we'll sack him or something here.
Sterling playing with 3 down linemen and 2 outside linebackers, 2 inside linebackers. But any kind of rush has been negated. Modelmog on the right side in the slot on the line of scrimmage. And Hecox drops back, looks, throws to his outlet, the running back, and he'll catch it, and he's going to go for a touchdown. And that down at the 10-5. I called it wrong, as Wyatt Newberry will drag him down at the 9. So a gain of nearly 31 yards.
Man, that's not good. That just wasn't that fancy of a play.
Logan Greenwalt, as all of the Black Bears were defending the deep pass, Greenwalt comes out of the backfield on a swing pass, and Hecox finds him.
That's a backbreaker, kind of.
That was tough. Had him at 3rd and 17, and now they have the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 9 of Sterling.
They could not do much when they were down closer before, so maybe we keep them here and not give them all that space. We'll get a goal line stand and get some momentum back.
Modelmog lines back up at the tight end. He'll be a tough cover there as Farney lines up over him. Hecox will carry it himself as
Hecox will ride that for 30 seconds, man. It's tough. They got a hurt kid over here. He's going to get up.
He and
Landon must have hooked horns.
Flynn Burge and Landon Aguilera going at it in the end zone, and Burge comes off the field with his helmet off. So it'll bring up 2nd and 6, a gain of 3 by Hecox. And you don't see that play much anymore anywhere, where the quarterback will ride the running back for a really long time.
A long time.
Sterling rode that.
Never really opened up, though. We kept our jobs.
I watched Sterling run that 42 times one night. The same play.
Worked pretty good.
It did. It worked real well. Hecox will step back, looks to throw, throws it up, and a nice route and catch.
I think he caught it.
By Knitz.
Oh, man.
Kaiser Knitz with the 6-yard touchdown reception, a nice throw and pass as Hecox can just stand over the top and pick it out.
Yeah, he took forever. He didn't take – he went this night. He's back there taking a nap.
With only 3-man rush, Sterling can't get to Hecox, and with 7:19 remaining in the second quarter, Moundridge leads 13-0.
Set to hold the extra point for Moundridge, number 12, Owen Colwell. Set to kick, number 42, Cyrus Blow.
So Hecox now 2 touchdowns on the night. The extra point is good.
I must have a bad angle to that
too,
because that looked like it went clear left.
So Sterling on a huge play there gave up a long run on a 3rd and long, and Sterling will trail now 14-0 here in Sterling. We'll step away with a 1-minute break here on Ad Astra Radio.
For yourself, feed America. Visit happyeggfarms.com today for more information. Happy Egg is a proud supporter of Rice County Athletics.
To become a trusted choice independent insurance agent,
I pledge to be there for you when disaster strikes.
You have to commit to a pledge.
And to stand by you and guide you through your claim.
And the first thing they'll do as your agent,
and I pledge,
is put all this in writing and sign it. Your hope is that you never need your insurance. Their promise is that it will be a very different experience if you do. Trusted choice. You need an independent insurance agent.
Call us at First Group Insurance or go to our website at insurewithus.net.
KSKU.
That was Ken Anthony right there on the old advertisement.
Thank you for joining us here in Sterling as Moundridge will kick off once again. It's a high kick. It'll be short and drop in front of Tucker Haas, who had to go down his knees and field it, and so Sterling will take over right around the 20-yard line, actually the 19. If you're just joining us, Bear Modelmog with a touchdown pass from Henry Hecox at the 5:52 mark, 17-yard pass, and then Kaiser Knitz with the reception, a 6-yard reception from Hecox here at the 7:19 mark in the second quarter.
Well, I think we got to go heavy dose of Zane here. Give it to him 3 times, see what happens.
So here's your first one, and Zane gets a nice hole. He's out over the 35, gets drugged down from behind. He'll get it up to the 41, so a gain of 22 yards on that. Nice play there. Got a nice block from Kevin Ploutz, it looked to me like, and Sterling will take over there at the 41. So good call, Clark.
I just do it until he can't run anymore. Even if they stop him a couple times, I don't think they're just going to consistently stop him. You know, vary how you give it to him. Give it to him off tackle. Give it to him up the gut.
Give it. He gets it again. He makes a cut. He's out over to the 40, to the 35-30, 25-20. He'll be pushed out of bounds about the 10-yard line as Coach Schneider has found a spot in that defense, possibly left by the injury.
I think the injury, that's why I was thinking we ought to give it to him. That's got to be a difference in ability or else the other guy would be playing.
Could be where the injury to Leighton Schmidt. So two Zane Farney carries get Sterling all the way down to the Moundridge 10-yard line. 79 yards in 2 plays. Logan Isaac in motion. They'll give to Farney again. He'll get it down over the 9-yard line. 6:39 in the half left.
Give it to him again until he can't run it. He needs to break again.
Led by several Wildcats, including number 5, Paul Grill.
They're going to take him out. Well, I don't think I get too cutesy here. We've had 2 major runs. Let's just run the ball.
So it's 2nd and 9. Farney out of the game. Is that what you're saying, Darren Maxwell?
I think he's taking a break, getting a break.
That's probably a good point. They'll try to give it to Maxwell, and Isaac will be surrounded by 4 Wildcats as they'll pull him down.
Tackle made by number 5, Paul Grill. Number 58.
So it'll be 3rd and 8 from the Moundridge 10. Farney will go back in. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line.
I think they're going to play Farney at a wing maybe.
Leave Maxwell in, is that what you're saying?
I
think you're right. Burgess checked
they're
out.
Leaving Tucker in, not Maxwell. Tucker Haas. So here's a little shift.
New wrinkle.
Yeah.
Tucker Haas at fullback. Farney, they'll give it to Farney around the end on a jet sweep. He could get the edge, but a super nice tackle.
What a tackle. I think that's a great move by our coaching staff, and the guy rose up and made an unbelievable play.
Kaiser Knitz.
Hey, pretty substantial play for Sterling coming up here. Not so important for Moundridge, but to give it back to him and not score on this position would be tough.
Huge 4th down, 4th and 7, and a really at least a first down saving tackle as Sterling had it.
I thought he was going to score. I thought there's no way that guy was going to tackle him.
Sterling blocked it well, but Knitz played it better, and Sterling will, of course, go for it here on 4th and 6.
Give it to Zane.
Logan will pitch it to Wyatt Newberry, who had a block and did get a block.
He got it.
And he got a touchdown out of that. Touchdown, Sterling.
All right. Well executed there.
Pretty good block out there by Boston Eckert, just long enough to hold out the Moundridge defender, and Sterling gets on the board.
Huge play.
4:26 mark here in the 2nd quarter. Sterling will kick. Lane Weigel. Really nice play there by Logan Isaac to pitch it just in time.
I don't think we could run that play any better. That's perfect.
The kick is up, and it is good.
Mr. Weigel.
So after 2 big plays by Zane, Farney got Sterling down inside the 10. Sterling converts a 4th down and 7 to get the touchdown and the first points on the board for Sterling here in this half, making the game 14-7 Moundridge. Let's step away for a 30-second break here on Ad Astra Radio.
JCAM Catalyst, over 800 employees share a commitment to their customers, their company, and each other, providing second-to-none service to the oil and gas industry. Make JCAM Catalyst a part of your career plans. Check out jcamcatalyst.com for current job openings.
Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
Clark said it right before that touchdown, that it was really a huge play for Sterling. To go all that way from their own 19 and to get down there and stall out at about the 7-yard line is huge. And to convert that into a touchdown, I believe that might be Sterling's first option touchdown that I can remember in a long time, where they pitched off the right and Wyatt Newberry with that touchdown. 4:26 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
The execution of that play was very encouraging, and impressive.
Weigel's kick lands at the 20 and will go out of bounds once more.
All right. They got 4:26, which is more than enough time. I think
they're going to make Sterling.
This could go either way.
Hold on, Clark. They're going to make Sterling kick this again.
You called it the first time.
Yeah, I would too. Now, you were saying Clark.
Well, I could say go either way. I don't think we're just going to stop them. I think they're going to either have a huge penalty like last time or a turnover, or they're going to get somebody loose and scoring along something. One of those two things is going to happen. We're not going to have this dink and dunk down the field and use the whole clock and score. Something major will happen in those next 4 minutes, one way or the other, and hopefully it'll go our way.
That's it. Sterling will be re-kicking.
Do you like it when I predict all these things?
Well, there's no consequence if you're wrong, Shark.
No.
At all.
I just wonder if I bugged you. Then
No, it doesn't bother me. I like it when you're wrong. that makes me happy. Hopefully we'll get some scores here on the Lions Dental Care scoreboard. I'm sure the Shark will look here in a while.
Right here on my phone as soon as we decide we want to do it.
Okay, Lane Weigel will kick from the 35-yard line now, and he'll kick it up high. It's off to the left, down at the 24. It's dropped. Sterling with really good coverage, and Moundridge may have decided to take the penalty.
Penalty would have got one more yard.
One more yard as they'll take over on their own 34-yard line. You got any scores you said, Clark?
I can look them up.
Well, I did. I thought you had them right there.
I mean, it's in my hands now.
I see.
My code so I can see them.
We'll say he doesn't.
Minneapolis up 14-7 now on Lions. Smoky Valley over Belle Plaine 22-0. Nothing on that Sedgwick Trinity, which really got my interest up. And there's a Maxville, but Kinsley 8, Maxton 0.
Hecox pitches to Knitz on the edge. He'll cut it back and finally tackled there by Cale Thomas, who gets he's going to get up real slow. It's a gain of 8.
The ball will be spotted on.
I need to do that there. So it'll bring up 2nd and 2, 3:48, Moundridge in no hurry. And that'll be a timeout, sideline warning Sterling. So that'll just be a warning, the first one. The next one, of course.
Too many coaches up in the area, probably.
Too much help down there.
Yeah. It happens in junior high a lot of sideline warnings. My coaching staff always on the field and stuff.
The clock runs at 3:30. Twins to the right. Little wing T formation here. Hecox rolls to his right. He's got an edge. He goes over the top of Sterling Knitz with the reception down to the Sterling 39. So he has all day, much like the Sedgwick quarterback Crumrine last week, and he just dinks it over.
He takes his time more than Crumline did.
He sure does.
Crumline would zing it. Okay. I thought a big play would happen already.
Well,
so I could be wrong.
That was a big play in my opinion.
That was not a big play. I thought they'd either turn it over, have a huge penalty by now, or we would get something terrible. So.
Well, that was nearly a 20-yard completion. Now as we hit the 3-minute mark here in Sterling.
I think they're going to throw it out here to this guy. This guy on our side.
Moundridge 14, Sterling 7. Hecox rolls to the left, dumps it off to Model. That wasn't Model Mog.
He didn't get out of bounds.
And the clock will continue to run.
Could have stopped the clock for him if he wanted to.
Hecox to. Actually, that was Hecox. Knitz must have been quarterbacking that time as they continue to go back and forth.
2:28 to play here in the half, so things are getting interesting. You say they got a field goal kicker? They may be trying to set that up.
They do have a kicker. I don't obviously know his range, but stay tuned at halftime as we'll have Clark Comley Coaches Show on Black Bear Broadcasting. You'll hear an Ad Astra update if you're listening on the app. Knitz will go across the formation in motion, and they'll give it to the running back on an excellent play by Taylor Maxwell off the edge.
Up in the backfield by number 12, Taylor Maxwell.
Logan Greenwald will lose 2 yards on that, so it'll bring up 3rd and a long 12.
Well, I think they'll run the back out of the backfield again. Surely not. I think they're going to go right down the seam probably.
140, I think.
Where's that tight end?
Well, he's standing out there.
I'd throw it to him.
They're not in any hurry. Probably take a timeout here as they're trying to use as much clock as they can, and 1:23 and counting, and they'll use most of it. Sterling won't try to stop the clock, and so Moundridge just trying to get into the half. Sterling, I guess, is the same boat as they're not trying to stop the clock, and so they'll take a timeout with 1:10 left. Appreciate all of our sponsors, and I'll get to a few of them here. Next Tech Wireless, AG360 Insurance in Inman, Dr. Douglas Henshaw, DDS of Sterling, Lakeside Storage of Sterling, Hutchison Community College, Next Tech Wireless, Pile Law, Rice County Community Health, Erickson Custom Building, I Need a Cleaners, Lions Dental Care. Of course, we'll get the scores there that we got from Clark earlier. Pride Ag Resources, Ace Hardware in Lions, Happy Egg Company, Moundridge Sports Boosters, Sterling Sports Boosters, Midway Motors, Allen Samuels, Walton Plumbing, First Bank, and First Group Insurance.
Got anything on the medical stuff?
On the Rice County Health?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
Tell me about that.
Pretty big sponsor now, the Rice Community Health.
They're just not coming on board, maybe.
Well, they were on, but now they're more significant is they'll have the post-game show that will, our post-game wrap-up, and so we'll hear more from them. Rice County Community Health, we care for our patients like family, and so 1:10 left, 3rd and 12. Moundridge faces.
Rice County Health does good, I think.
Moundridge with the ball on the 42-yard line of Sterling. They have, I believe that was their first timeout that they used. I can't tell from the scoreboard.
I could probably tell.
So
everybody has all their timeouts. That one didn't count.
Obviously
that was a
not.
free one for Moundridge.
Burge to the left. Knitz in motion across the formation. Heacock stands back. He'll scramble now and is tackled by, I believe, well, I totally missed that.
Oh, man, we had him.
What a nice play by Heacox, who delivered the ball.
Some nice athleticism there.
He
had a guy, had him by the waist, and he delivered that ball.
Derek Carone, I thought he had him for a sack and a loss, and Heacox delivers. I didn't see who caught it. And the dark field in Sterling and the tinted windows up here in the press box, I missed it. So a really nice play by Heacox. First down, Moundridge with the clock ticking, 50 seconds left on the Sterling 27-yard line. Heacox waits for it. He'll get the snap. He looks deep, has no one. Now he'll scramble. He's going to be pursued by Tucker Haas. Finally, he gets rid of it. Knitz with a one-handed catch.
What a catch by Knitz.
The grass will grab him, and he'll be down at the 15-yard line, and Moundridge will take out a timeout.
Wow, what a grab. Can we put that on ESPN? That was a one-hander right there.
It was a nice grab.
It could be in the top 100 of the day. It's not a top 10 play.
Did they took a timeout.
Timeout, didn't they?
They're not going to really go to the sideline. They're going to go ahead and play here.
No, the clock is running.
Okay, no timeout. 15 seconds left.
Why are they not using their timeouts?
Heacox, he'll go back. He looks. There's a blitz. Sterling will miss it. Heacox will run, and Boston Eckert will break up the pass. Nice recovery by Boston. I think it was Knitz out there who beat him earlier, and so that'll break it up with 2 seconds left.
Play by Boston. Maybe the play of the game. When we have our play of the game, I think that could be it if we win.
Sterling will take a timeout with 2 seconds left and will bring up 2nd and 10. Of course, doesn't matter from the 15-yard line for Moundridge.
I'm really confused. Is Moundridge out of timeouts or something? They take one with their injuries or something?
I'm not sure what exactly.
Why did they let all that 20-some seconds go away when they had a 1st and 10?
Well, obviously you're wrong with 2 timeouts, and as the scoreboard shows all 3, so I can only assume that, well, they could have spiked the ball as well.
I'm confused is the word of the moment.
Stick around at halftime as we'll try to improve the picture that you're seeing, as well as hear from Clark the Shark on his coach's show and find out what happened last night in his game, Junior High Bear Cubs.
Good luck to
If you're listening on the app, you'll be hearing the Ad Astra Sports wrap.
6 p.m.
There's a little confusion. We don't know. Carroll's going in and out.
So 2 seconds left. Moundridge up 14-7 over Sterling. Moundridge on the Sterling 15-yard line.
Can we get to him? I think we got to.
Well, Sterling was there last time and whiffed.
Blitzing from the side. We're blitzing from the side.
Back goes in motion. They're going to try to throw it out the back. Taylor Maxwell chases
the blitz. We're going to.
It'll be an incomplete pass. I think he must have caught it in the back of the end zone. I can't tell you who caught it, but it will not be good, and that will go to the half with Moundridge 14, Sterling 7. So Sterling will hold.
Upset about something. I don't know what they're whining about.
Well, I'm sure they thought that the ball was inbounds back there is what they thought. The officials will say no, and we can't see well enough down there.
Yeah,
so
it gets in these end zones. It's kind of dark for old eyes. You going to commercial here?
So after 2 quarters.
2 quarters.
Sterling 7, Moundridge 14 as the Wildcats lead here in Sterling, and we'll
take a 1-minuter.
Nope, we're going to be off for the Ad Astra Radio Sports Report.
Sports Report
here in Sterling. If you're staying on the stream, you'll hear Clark Comley and his show. You're listening to Ad Astra Radio and Black Bear Broadcasting. Moundridge 14, Sterling 7 at the half.
Listen to Friday Night Lights right from your iPhone or Android device. Download the Ad Astra Radio app. The Lions Federal Bank Halftime Report. Lions Federal Bank. Proven community commitment. Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
When it comes to internet and TV, Nextech believes you deserve the best. Elevate your game when you choose Nextech for entertainment. Now offering new streaming options, customers can get deluxe TV now and internet for the ultimate TV experience. Visit next-tech.com/Moundridge to learn how to make Nextech part of your lineup.
Hi, this is Matt from Pride Ag Resources Ace Hardware. Pride Ag Ace is the place to take care of all of your feathered friends. We have the best seed, suet, feeders, and supplies to keep all of the birds in your neighborhood happy. We even have some seed with habanero added if you want to keep those pesky squirrels at bay. Stop into your nearest Pride Ag Ace in Dodge City, Lyons, Mays, or Meade and pick up all of your birding supplies.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Even when you know the end is near, saying goodbye can be difficult. Hospice and Home Care of Reno County can help your family. Focus on making the time you have left the best it can be, whether it's at home, in a nursing facility, or in the comfortable atmosphere of Hospice House. The hospice staff will help guide you through those difficult decisions. Hospice and Home Care of Reno County, your local not-for-profit agency, serving a 50-mile radius of Hutchinson, a member of Hutchinson Regional Healthcare System.
Need a reliable workhorse for your property? Meet the John Deere 5E Series tractors from Prairie Land Partners. Whether it's working fields, hauling loads, or clearing roadsides, the 5E delivers the power and versatility you need, all in one machine. And there's never been a better time to buy. Get a $2,250 implement bonus and save with cash discounts over $6,000. Offer ends October 25th, 2024. Some restrictions apply. See Prairie Land Partners for details.
Prairie Land Partners.
This is Lane Gillespie with your halftime report. As the Jayhawks and the Wildcats are currently in action on the football field, the rest of the Big 12 prepares for the end of their non-conference season, and a couple of teams prepare for the beginning of conference play. As tomorrow there are some big games around the Big 12, as well as a couple of rivalries, including West Virginia going on the road to face Pittsburgh, Oklahoma State facing Tulsa, Utah with an in-state rivalry game against Utah State, Colorado facing Colorado State in what was a fun game last year that went to overtime and will certainly be hyped up to be the same this year. Houston will also host Rice, and BYU will be on the road against Wyoming. There is one conference matchup tomorrow, and that's UCF on the road in Fort Worth against TCU, which starts at 6:30. NFL action continues this weekend as well, as the Kansas City Chiefs will be at home to face a team who has started a new rivalry with the Chiefs. That's the Cincinnati Bengals, as this week the Chiefs will look to go 2-0 on the season. Defensive lineman Chris Jones talked to the media and said it's always a tough matchup to go against Cincinnati.
It's tough, challenging opponent. Always give us trouble. It's always a battle when we face those guys, whether it's in a regular game or AFC Championship. We know it's going to be a four-quarter battle.
Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo also backed up that sentiment, saying he respects the Cincinnati Bengals and that the Chiefs need to be on point on Sunday.
I've got a great deal of respect for this quarterback, the wideout, the whole offense, the coaches, the way they run their program. It's always been a tough out for us last year. In any year. And last year, even though Joe didn't play, I thought the backup Browning was really good. I just think they do a good job. We got to be on point. We certainly have to be better as a defense than we were last week.
The Chiefs will continue.
It's now that time for the Clark Comley Coaches Show as we recap what happened to him last night in his game at Minneapolis here. And, Clark, are you 1-1 or are you 2-0?
Why are you saying it like that? You know exactly what we are since you're my assistant coach.
I want you to tell the world what you are.
We're 2-0, but mainly because of you.
It has nothing to do with
it. It has everything to do with it because our defense could stop them.
Well, let's talk about the game. How was it, and what was? How did you win?
Well,
and what was the score?
I don't remember what the score.
38-18, I think. 34-18.
I don't know. There's weird scoring because we got a safety in the mix. How did it happen? Well, first off, I thought they were pretty athletic and pretty big and strong. They had a fast quarterback, and they had a really nice offensive guard and a couple other linemen that were just big and strong and pretty.
They were big.
Quick. And so I was thinking, man, this is going to be tough. And your defensive plan actually set the tone because they couldn't sweep. They like to sweep that quarterback around with about, I don't know, how many guys on the team? 11?
11.
I'd say 5 of the 11 were leading for the quarterback in some way. 2 linemen, 2 backs, and maybe a motion receiver. So, and you figured out how to get that thing stopped. And
well, Minneapolis Moundridge is running the same formation tonight against the Black Bears, just not running that quarterback around the end with 4 people.
Their quarterback's not as fast, in comparison.
Well, and they're not blocking at the same. Of course, they're not dragging all those offensive linemen, but the story of the game was the Shark in his wide-open Clark the Shark Comley offense of drop back, throw it long to your tall receivers, and he had a really nice game from Shade last night.
Shade made 2. Yeah, I don't know. I think the key was your defense, honestly. That set the tone, and that gave us the opportunity. Then I'm going to tell you, Reese's kicking was very important.
Reese Schneider, and if you're not familiar with the Shark, he onsides every kick, so explain.
Only in certain games. When they're faster, I onside it to the slow guys.
That's every game that I've ever seen you do.
I kick it long if we're faster, in my opinion. But anyways, he kicked it right to the right spot every time. And we had scored with a long pass to Shade, from Kipton to Shade, and then we got the onside, and we scored 2 touchdowns in about 10 seconds.
It's true.
That probably was a separating factor.
It really was.
Do it right back to Shade again.
Shade had about a 60-yard touchdown pass from Kipton Smith, and then, as Clark said, onside kick. Clark called it again, and the Black Bears went up 20 to, I think, 6 at halftime. And second half,
I thought
it might be a little easier.
Second half, and no, we couldn't. We didn't stop their first drive, and then I made a bad play call and gave him the ball, and then it was a game till the end until Kipton made a long run.
Kipton had 3 long runs. He had a 90-yard run, I believe a 70-yard run, And then he had another probably about 50 yards.
First off, Kipton's fast, so the credit goes to Kipton. But Billy Smith and Isaiah Clark, they put the big blocks on those plays, and the hole's just humongous.
Yeah, he had some really nice plays. And so it was a fun win, but NFL games have lasted less time than that.
That was the longest game of my career, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I appreciate being a part of that, really, as we were all the way in Minneapolis.
What are we doing with a 3.5-hour-long junior high game in Minneapolis?
Well, here's what I told him. Run the ball and use some clock. It's 8-minute quarters, and he promptly threw it every play.
Not every play, but the one bad throw was costly.
And then he would smile at me as they scored again, and then we gave him a short field every time on that onside kick. So the Sterling Bear Cubs go 2-0 on the season, and will host their first game next week at 6 o'clock versus Marion here.
Yeah, I expect to see this place packed.
Well, there usually is a really good crowd for the junior high football games.
I never notice it.
Well, I have, and there's generally a really nice crowd for a lot of parents, grandparents.
I gotta tell you, one time I noticed the crowd is we were playing Smoky Valley in the old conference.
Yes.
And Michael Hendricks was the quarterback, and the Myers boy, the oldest one,
Austin Myers.
And I don't remember if it was overtime or whatever. It was a close game, and it was at the end. It was either an overtimer, and we sent Austin on a wheel route down the sidelines, and Michael kind of ran out and just threw it right to him, and we scored. And everybody's going crazy, including us, to win the game. It was like a walk-off, And all of a sudden I look, and the crowd is spilling over the deal. And there was a lot of them, That's the only time I ever noticed. They're jumping over the on the field.
It's probably the junior high volleyball team, I would guess.
No, I think it was the high school guys, actually.
Okay, well, that could have very well been.
The coach made them watch them or something,
Well, that would have been back in my time.
That's a long time ago.
That's
when I noticed the crowd, and what's I remember.
Probably been about 2009 or 8, somewhere along the way, and so that is.
That's a story for you to remember stuff by.
So.
I hope I said the right names.
I'm sure you did, and they probably aren't listening to know that. So,
but somebody will tell them about it.
4:50 left here in the half, and we'll welcome you back here in Sterling on the Ad Astra app. We've been discussing Clark the Shark Comley and his junior Bear Cubs last night as they ran their record to 2-0 up at Minneapolis last night. Here in Sterling, quite the game going on. Sterling has yet to figure out how to stop Henry Hecox and his magic as he operates at that quarterback position. He found Bear Modelmog on a 17-yard reception right down the middle in the end zone at the 5:52 mark to lead 7-0.
In the passing game, they've thrown for 142 yards from Sure to Be Wrong Statman.
According to Chad Comley, as Clark said, Sure to Be Wrong stats, 142 yards passing.
That's quite a bit.
And he hasn't missed very many.
He doesn't try very hard.
He makes it look easy. I say that.
Like it's no big deal, and all of a sudden score.
You know, I had this observation as Moundridge is up on Sterling 14-7. I had this observation before half. I haven't seen hardly any 8-man games, but it seems to me that there's a little bit of more ad-libbing in 8-man.
There's a lot of space.
And so he looks like he's out there playing in his backyard, and his receivers are open, and he finds them. And
it looks like he can run for first downs.
And he chooses not to.
Yeah.
Well, that pass he had right there that got him out of that fourth down mess was a magical throw, and I still didn't see it as he was wrapped up by Derek Crone and completed the pass. Sterling would hold, though, and Sterling trails 14-7 at halftime. Kaiser Knitz would get the second touchdown to run it 14-0 at the 7:19 mark of the second quarter. And after the kickoff, Zane Farney would take 2 runs for about 79 yards to get Sterling down, and I will get to that, Clark. And then Wyatt Newberry would score on a fourth down play from 8 yards. And now we'll get the Be Sure to Be Wrong stats from Clark the Shark Comley.
I don't have him. Chad's got him.
Well, what were you trying to interrupt and tell me?
If I don't repeat it right when he says it, I've already forgot. It's 130-some yards rushing total. 132, but if I don't blast it in there, I can't remember it to the end of the phrase.
If you heard that sigh and you're frustrated at home, you can only imagine me. Deep breaths here up in the press box as the Shark is, well, telling about all of his life, about how he operates. Everything is like that. Here we have 2 minutes left before kickoff, and so Sterling's got to come up with an answer to somehow slow down the edge. And Sterling has not, only one time that I can remember that Maxwell came up and made a nice play. Taylor Maxwell on a play on a Moundridge player, and that was about it. Sterling not able to contain Hecox, and when they have gotten pressure on him, he's been able to elude it. So a really nice team in Moundridge. They did lose, at least as far as we know, Leighton Knitz, their 6'4".
That's a huge loss for him, I think.
I do too, and that could have been where Farning was running early, or of course we don't know. And so.
Well, I got an opinion about this half.
Okay, let's hear it.
Neither team can stop each other at this point. It's going to be the team that screws up the most that loses. I mean, that sounds terrible, but I think that's what's going to happen. Whoever makes the most screw-ups is going to lose the game for themselves, because it seems to me that both offenses can't – if both offenses execute perfectly, neither team can stop each other.
Well, I would disagree with that.
Okay, I want to hear your argument.
Well, Sterling has shown one possession where they're able to actually move the ball, and Moundridge is really yet to be stopped.
Okay, what do you call it when we had Zane for like 90 yards on one possession?
That was one possession.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They can't stop us. We have figured out with that kid on the bench how to beat them now, how to beat their defense.
I think we're going to get a chance to check that out.
The key is that injury, in my opinion.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know how good he is, but I think he was pretty good at stopping the inside run.
Well, if you notice, they stopped us down inside the 10 on a Zane run there, so.
Yeah, but okay. They can stop one of them. They're not stopping three in a row.
Be sure to stream today's broadcast on your phone with the Ad Astra Radio app powered by Nextech Wireless. The latest phones and devices at the best prices. Stay around for the player of the game after the broadcast on the Rice Community Health postgame show, and be sure to stick around also to hear the Happy Egg Company play of the game.
The play of the game so far is a breakup for us in the end zone.
You think that was?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm staying with that because they've scored there. Whew.
Do you mean the breakup that Boston made, or the fact that they didn't catch it in the back of the end zone?
Boston made.
Okay. Sure to be wrong, stats man Chad Comley. You got any stats on Sterling at all?
Okay, we get the ball back.
200, you said?
132.
132.
How many yards passing?
Zero.
So we just got all ground stuff.
Sterling had no yards passing last week, as Logan was 0 for 2. I think he's 0 for 3 tonight. So Moundridge will kick this thing off to start the second half. Sterling will receive on the north end. There's now just a short, small breeze coming out of the north. The officials gather at the 50 to discuss I'm not sure what as the clock continues to run towards 1 minute.
They want to know where they're going to eat after the game. That's what they're talking about.
That would be you worrying about that. Definitely.
So if they live to the east, they're probably going into Hutch or Mac or somewhere.
I just realized why
Olive Garden's got that never-ending passing bowl going on.
The Comley boys do know that particular establishment is not one of our sponsors tonight.
Olive Garden?
Yeah, it's not. Thank you for mentioning that again. And they are not one of our sponsors.
Maybe they'll give us a donation.
I doubt it.
Free breadsticks.
Man, if this is your first time listening to us, Yeah, we are as stupid as it sounds.
Oh, my.
The Shark did. I forgot to mention this yesterday. He softened up the Minneapolis kids as he ran a clinic, a music clinic up there. I think it was all strategically done by the Shark.
I'd already gone up there the year before, and since I was going there anyways, I just have another shot at them, you know.
So you ran a clinic for their choir teacher.
Yeah.
And you had a bunch of those boys.
Yeah, I did the junior high choir, too. I did two high school ensembles and the junior high one.
Well, I asked their players if you were mean to them, if you yelled at them, and they said no.
They're not my kids, so.
You didn't yell at them?
Look, I kind of wanted to.
I guarantee you wanted to.
But I kept it under control.
So finally, both teams are anxious to play, but the officials, I guess, got to follow the rules. And so finally, we're ready for the second half.
Well, because of the media, we got to start on time.
It is not because of us, that's for sure. Moundridge will kick it off. Sterling waiting for an onside kick they break out of that huddle, and now Sterling will fall back. Last time the ball landed about the 20-yard line when Tucker Haas was able to field it like a shortstop, but he went down on one knee. Here's the kick. This will go over his head and into the end zone. And
that's going out of the end zone. You don't see that very often in high school.
That's a beautiful kick. And so
look at them running. Why are they all – okay, they practice running through the end zone.
Haven't you ever noticed the college players in the NFL do that, run all the way to the end zone on special teams?
And why do they do that? The play's already over.
Well, I guess it's to show that the practice, you play like you practice, so they sprint down the field and go. Well, it'll be 1st and 10. Moundridge 14, Sterling 7, just starting the third quarter here in Sterling. Sterling on their own 20, line up in double tight, double wing formation. And with Moundridge, everybody on the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a give to who got the give there, Clark?
I assume Zane.
It was Zane Farney, and he will lose 1 yard as they ran that really tight, more of a midline over the center.
It was a good-looking play, actually.
I
was faked out. I was watching the backs go out the back.
There were 8 Wildcats on top of him. So you were faked out, but
I didn't
Moundridge
see
was
8
not.
Wildcats. I was watching our guys go for a touchdown on the edge. So the wrong guy kept the ball.
Yeah, I guess Zane will get it wide this time and is hit immediately by Paul Grill, and it might be a gain of 2, so it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
I don't mind this. I just keep feeding the beast. He'll break another one in a minute.
3rd and 8 as he's helped up by Logan Greenwald.
I definitely don't think I'd throw it here. Would you?
Well, you know I wouldn't.
Okay, if I was coaching, I'd probably be throwing it all the time. But in this scheme, I think we probably got to run Wyatt or something.
Well,
run that little quick one to Dillon around the end. Probably to Wyatt. If we got that fast one to Wyatt around the end, would be good.
Sterling hasn't showed the punting game tonight to be very successful. A 6-yard punt and then over the head. It's an option to Dillon. He's got nobody out here to block for him, and it will be maybe a gain of 1 or 0. And it's so with 10:39, Sterling's going to be forced to punt the football.
Yeah, I would like to say how stupid I feel for saying how they could not stop us. Because they just buried us.
Well, you yelled at me because we had 2 plays in one series that obviously worked. And
so I was wrong on the first possession.
Yes, you definitely were.
I know when I'm wrong.
Cale Thomas will kick it for Sterling, the tackle. And Kaiser Knitz stands at his own 47, another high snap.
Well, this is this punt game's a great adventure going on here.
Cale will get it off. He shanks it, and it'll go out at about the 38-yard line, 37 of Sterling, where they will take over. Moundridge will, and we'll see the magic of Henry Hecox at quarterback and see what he'll do this second half.
They're going to try to run it. You know, Chad used to sing The Great Adventure. You ever heard that song?
I probably have, but I can't tell you.
He was in college. He was the star singer of that song.
I thought you were the star of everything.
No, he's way more star than I. He played drums and sang the song at the same time.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I don't think I've ever heard Chad sing.
Oh, he's a stud. He's a better singer than I am by far.
Thank you, Simon Cowell. As we get back here to football, 10:31. Moundridge with a wing. The Knitz at quarterback. In motion is Lane Durst. Knitz will go around the right side following his running back. He dips inside, got some nice blocking out there on the right side, and he will get down near a first down, at least maybe 9.
That was Minneapolis right there in a nutshell.
It sure was last
That was
night.
the exact same thing we prepped for all week. Motion. I don't know if they pulled the whole offensive line on it, but I bet they pulled somebody at least.
Sterling did a decent job of stringing it out, but they couldn't get the edge sealed, and so he'll go out of bounds, a gain of 8 inside the Sterling 30 at the 29-yard line. Clock stops. Moundridge to the huddle now. Heacock's back at quarterback.
Throw it out here to this kid. Number 3's getting the ball.
Flynn Burge here to the left side. Motion by Knitz to the left. It'll be a give to Greenwald, who will get enough for the first down and a few more down inside the 24-yard line. The clock will stop. Actually, they are...
Penalty?
What I couldn't see what the official said.
There's a penalty.
Penalty on Moundridge. I could not see what the official, what he made.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
It'll be second. Might have been illegal motion or 2 men in motion at the snap, and so it'll bring up second and about 7 back at the 34-yard line. 10-18 here in the third, 14-7. Moundridge leads. Moundridge jumped up 14-0 in the first, and Sterling answered late in the second. Heacox will take it this time and have no doubt that he's going, and he will get the first down, run out of bounds.
That was a different runner than we've seen the rest of the night.
Yeah, he did not hesitate. That was designed, right?
Yeah, you could see that he can actually do it.
So Sterling hasn't had an answer as they mass sub here their defensive line for Henry Heacox, and that was a different play. He was full speed.
Yeah, he can really go if he wants to. Nope, he's short.
I apologize. 3rd and 1.
I think the old quarterback got to just go ahead and go right through there and get a yard probably. They may throw it out here to 3 on 3rd and 1, and then, they're changing their minds. It will be
a first down. Moundridge at the 27-yard line. Heacox has a back to his right. Burge out here to the left. Knitz out to the right with Lane Durst in at the wing. Modelmog at the tight end. Long count here. Heacox will fake it, go right down the middle, as I was thinking exactly the same thing, to Modelmog right over his right shoulder. Can't quite get his hands on it, and it'll be incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
He really wasn't that open.
He wasn't. He dropped it right in it, though.
No, he didn't drop it. He overshot him, didn't he?
By a little bit.
Yeah,
it wasn't much.
Yeah. It was pretty close, but it had to be
behind him.
It had to be a perfect pass because we had nice coverage on that.
So
I would say that's one of the best defended plays of the night.
Yeah, and that's just the first time since his touchdown in the first quarter that they have targeted Modelmog down in the middle.
Your camera's running out of battery. I got it. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10. Back in motion. Sprint out. A lot of pressure. He's under a lot of pressure. Gets rid of it. And it's a fight for the ball. It is incomplete. It was stripped there, I think, by Zane. As I didn't think he'd even get the pass off. But he got it off and pretty much on target. Pretty nice play. Zane strips it. Brings up 3rd down and 10. And who knows what they're going to do. They ran a sweep for 10 with the quarterback. They've gone twice around the right end with sweep-type plays for first down yardage. So they could run it. They could throw it. And stopping the pass is really a problem for because of all their dancing around back there.
9:58, 3rd and 10. A bunch formation to the right. They'll send Knitz in motion behind. They're going to run option here. Hecox with it in his left hand just holds it. He'll hold on to it, and he'll be tackled by, I believe that was Boston Eckert with the tackle.
At least he's up there helping. Well, we defended that pretty well. They got 6 yards, but they needed 10, so they need 4.5 here.
Be 4th and 6.
Where's their kicker? Can he kick it this far?
I don't think he can kick it this far, so it's 4th and 6 on the Sterling 22-yard line. 9:27 and counting as we're in the third quarter. Moundridge with this opening drive of their own.
This will be one of them run-pass option things, probably around the right side.
Twins to the right. Wing to his right. He throws a spot pass out to, I assume that's Knitz, and a really nice play. I believe that was Boston Eckert, but for whatever reason, Sterling can't get a man down.
I think they're still short.
It will be short by 1 yard, but Sterling had him corralled out there for really no gain.
Boston did a great job on the initial play, and then, boy, he's a slippery little guy.
I don't think that was Knitz. I believe that might have been Finn Burge out there on that, as we can't really see up here. Was it Modelmog out there that caught that?
I don't think it was Modelmog. But
Knitz then might have had at any rate, Sterling will take over about where they started last time at their own 16, 17-yard line. Logan Isaac under the center. Burgess will lead Farney around the corner on a little sweep. He'll get about 2, but he's wrapped up by 4 Wildcats.
There are a lot of guys over there.
Bring up 2nd and 8. 8:43 in the third. Darren Maxwell will check in.
That's Tucker Haas.
I apologize. You're right.
Last time Zane went to the wing here.
Tucker Haas in, and he will go to the fullback. Move Zane into the.
I like this little wrinkle. It makes the defense prepare for different stuff, you know.
Zane will move to the left
wing. This is
wing.
going to go to Newberry around the left end. I don't know if it's going to be an option or what, but Newberry's going to run the ball here.
Well, this offense, you have to block with your wings and your perimeter players, and
that's a broken play.
Isaac.
That was a mistake by somebody.
Isaac thought he had a pitch man, and there was no pitch man as Haas led him up the field, and so
Zane was supposed to be the pitch man there, maybe.
Loss of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Boy, we really got to get some yardage here. I don't want to punt it very bad.
Burgess will check in for Haas. 7:44, Sterling facing another long 3rd and 10 with the ball on their own 18-yard line.
It's a tough play call.
Well, there's not many in your bag that you have this deep in your territory at 3rd and 10. You're right, Clark. Boston on the left side. Burge giving him plenty of room, and he gets hit hard, and he'll throw a pick. Burge cuts in front of Eckert.
Nice play out there by whoever came off of it. Logan was getting drilled while he threw that thing.
Logan was able to get the pass off right before he got smoked. Burge will return it down to the Sterling 20-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over. Sterling yet to big elbow to figure out how to protect the passer. 2 weeks in a row, Logan Isaac under duress trying to get the ball off. 7:14, Moundridge will take over for their second drive of this quarter.
Yep.
Sterling bowed their back last time thanks to a fortunate penalty and a really nice play by Zane Farney. Knitz at quarterback. He'll run to the left side, gets a nice block down to the 10-5, touchdown, Moundridge.
Man, that was a nice run by that kid.
It really was.
But, man, he's not doing much, and then he's just waiting for his block.
So patient.
Yes, that was a nice run.
And so Kaiser Knitz, the point guard on the basketball team for the state champion Wildcats.
Is that the younger of those two?
Yes, scores a 20-yard touchdown here with 7:06 left. Knitz now with 54 yards on the night in his limited action at quarterback, but been very effective
He's a nice runner.
Moundridge sets to kick the extra point.
That's a better looking kick.
And
might be able to
it
kick
is
that one.
good. And here with 7:06 remaining in the third quarter, Moundridge scores again to make the score 21-7. We'll step away for a 1-minute break here on Ad Astra Radio.
Today, 620-257-2012. Serving Central Kansas since 1957. Robertson's Termite and Pest Control, because your home deserves the best.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. Call 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustombldg.com.
To be successful in agriculture today, you need to have all your ducks in a row. We can help you do that. Our ag lenders know their business and they're local. They can work with you to establish the loans and lines of credit you need to get the job done. Because we make our decisions locally, we give quick service on loans. Stop by, see us, and get all your ducks in a row. Lions Federal Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at lionsfed.com.
KSKU.
Brian Richter, Clark Comley, Chad Comley here in Sterling as Moundridge just scored their third touchdown of the night, and they're now kicking off, and that ball will drop on the 1 yard line. And Sterling will pick it up and run out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
What a kick.
Darren Maxwell let it go over his head, and it looked like a wedge shot checking up on the green, and Sterling back with their back against the wall one more time. 7:02 in the third. Moundridge 21, Sterling 7.
Man, that was a heck of a kick. It stopped on the 2. Couldn't have
right in the northwest corner.
We're in a bad way right here. We really got to execute some plays.
So Sterling takes over on their own 9. Actually, is where they'll spot it. They'll give it to Zane for maybe a half a yard. Stay tuned later for the play of the game as well as the player of the game after the game and our Rice Community Health postgame show.
Well, the play of the game may be that interception as far as turning the tide.
That was a big play.
We'll see how it's going.
Set up that touchdown.
See how this quarter ends up, how this drive goes.
Finn Burge with that one. They'll toss sweep to Wyatt Newberry. Shows some speed, but got absolutely no blocking on the perimeter out there, and that will be maybe a gain of 2 for Sterling.
Yeah, he did look pretty fast. I'll give you that.
But did not get enough blocking. It's a hard block, I would guess, to make that long. And so it'll bring up 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 6 minutes now in the third. Moundridge has appeared to solve anything Sterling wants to do. Had really success with 2 plays in the second quarter with Zane Farney getting away on 2 successive carries. But since then, Moundridge shut Sterling down with 7 men on the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch it to Newberry. He has to avoid 2 players, finally gets about 3 yards out to the 15-yard line.
That play looked good, though.
It did.
It had a little speed to it, Oh, boy, what do we do here, Coach?
Well, it's 4th down and 4.
You don't want to give him the ball back.
Well, if you go for 4th and 4 and you don't get it.
I think you got to try to punt it here, but that's a tough call.
Punting has not been the strength tonight of Sterling, and so Sterling will go for it.
Looks like we're going to play offense. That's scary.
4th and 4 on their own 15-yard line. Logan Isaac.
I don't know what to call here. I've got a blank.
Well, I have a feeling they'll do a freeze count and try to get them to move.
Oh.
And we got 2 men in motion,
That
which
might
they can do. They can do. They haven't run the play.
Okay.
You can move more people. You just have to have somebody set. And so Sterling will take a timeout.
Oh, good job by Brent there.
And we will too. We'll take a 30-second timeout here in Sterling as Moundridge leads 21-7 in the third.
thrilling as being on the field. Get gigabit internet, symmetrical up and download speeds, unlimited data, and 24/7 support. Call 877-216-9951 or stop by your local MTC office in Little River, Lyons, Marquette, McPherson, or Sterling to find out more.
If you joined us late after watching KU or K-State tonight or both, and
don't tell us the score.
Yeah, we don't want to know the score. Somebody's already kind of spoiled it for somebody.
Don't text me the score because I'm looking at all these other scores on here.
And Moundridge, doing work on defense, has had Sterling pinned deep in this whole third quarter, really. And Sterling facing a 4th and 4 from their own 15-yard line. Boston Eckert in the slot out here to the right. Nolan Plouts to his right. Logan Isaac, and it was a late snap. Zane gets it, and he'll get a first down.
What a play. Gutsy call. Good execution. Got that go off tackle?
That did, off that left side, Clark, that you had mentioned at halftime. And
big play for the.
I thought Sterling had illegal motion there as the ball didn't get snapped.
But if we score on this drive, that's going to be the play of the game. Call of the game.
It could very well be, as we now head under 4.5 minutes in the third. Sterling gets the play from Coach Schneider. Eckert in tight. Not an eligible receiver as Plouts covers him up. Zane will carry it and finds a hole and, of course, does what he does, which is dart right, then back left, and he gets about 11-yard gain for another Sterling first down, so this time to the right side, Clark. So maybe you had a thought in there. It was correct.
What thought was that? I've already forgot what my thought was.
Zane running it.
I said that all along, but it didn't work the last possession, so.
Now under 4 minutes.
Looks like we're running a little wider maybe now.
Yes, I would agree with that. As there you have their two linebackers walked up into the A gaps, and Zane will fall forward for about 4 on that one. So it's all Zane Farney right now. Sterling crawls out of their end zone. Lions Dental Care scoreboard. Do you have any results here, Clark, while we are sitting here?
What a huge fourth play that was for us. You know, stuff we don't really have a lot of interest in. Center. That's a Gossel 56, center 8. Kinsley for 16, Maxwell 6.
Any Trinity Sedgwick scores.
Nothing back on them. And you know what else is not there?
What is not there?
Our Sterling scores. I got to get that in there.
Yes, you need to do that here for our other many broadcast partners. 250. Logan will pull it, gets stopped and turned, and it will be a loss of 2 as a really nice play by the tackle who ate it up and forced Logan inside as he tried to carry it on the option. And it'll be a loss of 1, brings up 3rd and really 8 there, maybe a loss of 2. Under 2.5 now. Clark, you got any others? Nope, you don't. You're sending scores out right now.
Job I forgot to do.
Sterling will take a timeout, and so actually an official timeout, as a Moundridge Wildcat looks like he could have some equipment problem. Looks like that was Jacob Elmore. I thought maybe we might see more of Caden Elmore, who is a state champion 100-meter and 400-meter runner. And so Moundridge, I believe, will take a timeout, and so will we. We'll take a 30-second timeout here in Sterling as Moundridge leads 21-7 in the third. 30-second.
North Main in downtown McPherson. We are here to help, offering water, fire, and smoke restoration, mold remediation, carpet and upholstery cleaning, as well as hard surfaces like LVP, tile, and even grout cleaning. Honey, don't forget about the places you can't see, like air ducts and dryer vents. Find us on Facebook or online at schematicofcentralks.com for a free estimate.
Honey, don't forget
to see how Schematic of Central Kansas can help you.
Honey, don't forget.
Call Schematic, you'll be ecstatic.
Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
There's a lot of people that help bring these broadcasts to you on the radio. And speaking of radio, next week Sterling will travel to Inman, and we'll be for the first time on 94.7 next week at Inman as Sterling takes on the Teutons. 7 o'clock kick, 6:40 pregame. Be sure to join us for Shark Bites and the Coaches Show before that kickoff. Sterling, both teams release from their huddles on the sideline, and Sterling right to the football, facing a 3rd and 8 from the 36-yard line, their own. It'll be a turn and give to Zane, and Zane's got some room. A nice block by Nolan Plouts. Zane will get it down to the 34, 35-yard line of Moundridge. So a reverse handoff, kind of an ISO play to Zane for a huge gain.
Well, I'm going back down to that 4th down gutsy call.
That was huge.
I mean, you got none of this. This is what I expected coming out of the
You
game.
did, and that's what you said. I'll give you credit.
Yeah, but I was off. They stuck this 3 plays in a row. I was not right.
Well, let's be honest. It wasn't the same plays that they've been getting success on, the Black Bears, as we approached 2 minutes, 2:06 actually, as Zane was run out of bounds. Sterling with the ball on the 35-yard line of Moundridge.
Time to run wide around the end.
Zane wide, cuts back to the right, and he'll be mauled down to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. So Sterling with a little momentum.
Got it rolling now. Can we execute to the end? It's hard to sustain these drives. So can we not have a penalty or a bobble or something? You know,
it is difficult, and it's not easy for even professionals to take 5 or 10 yards at a time, the length of the field, and so it is difficult now at 1:34 as Sterling looks to get the play from Coach Schneider.
We're in no hurry here. We got a whole other quarter.
Agree.
I don't think he wants to give him the ball too much.
No. This score's more important than anything else at the point. Zane with a nice run, almost breaks 2 tackles.
He about scored there.
A nice clip by Kaiser Knitz on the ankles of Zane Farney. About a gain of maybe 7 or 8. First down, Sterling on the 24-yard line, 23-yard line of Moundridge. Clock continues to run, heading towards a minute as Sterling looks to get within a touchdown.
I'm getting excited right now.
Zane will get it on it looked to me like it wasn't a trap, but it was a really tight midline, and
ooh, they think they got the ball. I think they roughed him up a little too much, and the ref says nothing's going to happen.
He will get no yards, but he's pushed back 10 yards when a Wildcat landed on top of him, which is what Clark was referring to, and the Wildcat came up with the football, but not before he was down.
Well, they've blown it dead, I think.
Now 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Sterling.
Newberry's going around the left.
Newberry to the left. It's a turn and give to Zane over that same right side. Runs into a Wildcat at the 10-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Sterling could get another playoff before the end of the quarter, and now it will be, will Sterling have an opportunity? And they will, because it's marked at the 11, have an opportunity to get another new set of downs should they need it. 9 seconds left.
Let's finish this thing off.
Sterling should get this snap off right before it. Zane will get it one more time. Bulldogs his way for 3-4 down to the 7, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter with Sterling on a drive, a march.
Our best drive of the year.
Definitely started deep, and Sterling trails Moundridge 21-7. We'll step away for 1 minute as we head towards the fourth quarter on Ad Astra.
Double your chances to win. Don't miss out on this exciting offer for the Kansas State Fair. Visit Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
KSKU.
Back in Sterling as we head to a fourth quarter as Moundridge sits with a 2-touchdown lead with Sterling marching down to the with a 2nd and 6 from their Moundridge 7-yard line. It's been all Zane Farney. The Sure to Be Wrong stats has Zane right at 200 yards right now, as he's been the man the last two quarters, really, quarter and a half for Sterling, finding success on that right side behind, looks like Waylon Schmidt and Derek Crone. As near as my poor eyes can
Definitely
tell.
Waylon. I can see how tall he is over there. Well, Zane is doing it. Okay, you got to give all the credit to Zane, but somebody's doing something up front here that's helping here.
He's got a hole, and I'm guessing his running backs are doing a significant part of that too. As Sterling will look to see how Moundridge adjusts to motion. They'll go back set. And they'll give it to Zane on that right side. He tries to break a tackle.
Man, what an effort.
He continues to be thrown around, actually gets maybe a yard out of that. And it'll bring up 3rd and a long 5.
Tough call here. Do you dare throw it or do something other than Zane off tackle? What do you do here? What would you do? Would you keep going with Zane? I go with him. He's the one that
I do
got
too.
you.
I go with him. And
maybe at a different spot, a different type of play. But
well, he had success in the first half on the left side, and this half it's been the right side. Logan under center. Let's see if he gets a nice block. And Wyatt Newberry's going to win the corner, and he does. Wyatt with a touchdown, a 6-yard touchdown. Wyatt Newberry with a 6-yard touchdown will be negated as there will be a hold on Sterling.
You got to be joking me. Where'd you see that at?
I did not see it. I just heard
my gosh. I thought we just scored.
It'll be on the 5-yard line. That'll move it back to the 15, so it'll be 3rd and 16, I believe, or 14 for the Black Bears.
Wish we had a replay. Crushing. That's crushing.
So Wyatt used his speed to get around one Wildcat, but
that's what I kept thinking we call earlier, but Coach calling nice drive there.
Obviously helped by a hold, brings up 3rd and 14, not 16 for Sterling, as Moundridge continues to stack the line of scrimmage, giving away that B gap behind the guard and tackle, and they'll go back to it one more time. They pull the guard. Zane
good here.
has no place in another flag, and Zane will lose 4 yards, and it'll bring up.
Another flag on the play here.
Moundridge might take this penalty too.
Yeah.
It'll be a face mask, Sterling.
What?
Face mask on the
offense?
They'll decline it.
Penalty is declined.
Moundridge will, and so it'll bring up 4th and 15.
I'm a little surprised they declined it. Okay. What do we got in our hip pocket for a situation like this? You got something, Ricker?
Well, I just saw the hold on the.
Was legit?
Yep.
Okay. As long as we see it, I don't have a problem with it.
10:30.
Did it spring him for the touchdown?
I don't know. It didn't hurt him any. Let's just say that. I don't know that he would have made the tackle, but it was definitely a hold. 4th and 15. Burgess in motion. Isaac back to pass. Throws it right down the middle, and it'll be picked in the end zone.
Wide open until the guy picked it.
And so a turnover on downs on the interception, and it will go out to the 20-yard line. Looking for Wyatt Newberry, who was open, but really nice play. And I didn't see who actually got the pick.
It was the guy in the end zone.
It was the guy in the end zone.
It's dark enough you can't really see the numbers too good.
Moundridge bows their back.
No.
As Clark says, though,
bow the back.
It was a result of penalties on Sterling, as he mentioned.
We had our best drive. We just couldn't quite get it.
And so a backbreaker with 10 minutes left.
But you got to give we got to give Coach Schneider some credit. You know, that's a tough call, either to punt it or to go for it 4th and 5. That's a very gutsy call. You don't ever get credit for those calls. You know what I'm saying?
Are you talking early?
Well,
yes,
on
that drive. Yes.
That drive, keeping the ball out of their hands, give us a chance to win the football game. You know, he had to make a call, and it turned out to be the right one. He needs the credit for that.
That was so long ago, you can't really remember it. And a handoff to
Mr. Shifty.
To the Moundridge running back, and Paul Grill with the carry, and he'll get nearly 10 yards, 9 yards on that carry. 8, the official will mark it back, and so brings up 2nd and 2, as Moundridge is definitely in not any hurry at this point to run any plays. More than they have to, as we now go under 9.5. As Moundridge leads 21-7. Sterling took most of the third quarter and part of the fourth on that over 80-some yard drive. Burge gets away. Actually, this one is Greenwalt, and he's looking for green grass all over, and it'll be a first down, a gain of about 13 yards out to the Sterling 40-yard line. I apologize, not Sterling. It'll be the Sedgwick 40. Sedgwick, man, I'm going to get it right one of these times. Moundridge 40-yard line. And the clock runs as the sticks move. 9 minutes remaining. Sterling needs a takeaway, but right now, Moundridge gashing the Sterling defense.
Ooh, here's a shocker. Late in the third. Well, they got a good ball team. Wellington 34, Andell 32.
Wow, that is big.
Not a shocker because Wellington's pretty good.
Jeremiah Meeks, the head coach at Wellington, used to be at Moundridge right before Tyler O'Connor, the former Sterling resident, moved over to Moundridge from Canton Galva. It'll be another handoff to Greenwalt. He pushes and falls forward for another 7 yards maybe, and
tackle made by number 12.
The front 5 of Moundridge leaning on Sterling right now.
Okay, here's the most concerning thing of this whole night for me.
Okay.
I'm about to announce it. Everybody at home should have be on their side of their seat. Sedgwick 8, Trinity Catholic 0, middle of the third.
Wow.
So
Trinity hasn't scored in 2 weeks, but holding Sedgwick to 8, that's got to be and still with a chance to win.
Middle of the third, they're in the game.
Lions Dental Care scoreboard.
I thought Sedgwick looked unbeatable. I thought they'd run rule everybody. You know?
Got to play every week. As Hecox will let the play clock count down, he slips out of 3 tackles now, 4 tackles.
Flag on them, maybe.
By Henry Hecox, got a flag
sure is a slippery thing, isn't it?
He is. Out.
They're shifty.
5-yard gain.
Can you play that music you played right here? Nope, it's not in there. I need some of that shifty music.
Be a holding on the offense.
Be a hold on Moundridge. So it'll make it second and 12 is what it should be. 7.5 left, and they're really not. I mean, obviously they wanted that first down, but this just gives them more room to run clock. And another play as the clock now counts down under 7.5. Hecox nearly gets Sterling to jump there. They'll look to the sideline for a play, and Knitz will move to quarterback as Hecox moves to the wing position.
It's so weird how they play 2 guys like that.
And so Moundridge will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout too here in Sterling. 7:02 left in the fourth. 30-second timeout. 21-7. Moundridge leads.
and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. H&R Block in Hutchinson, Ellsworth, and Lyons.
Hit Radio 94.7 KSKU.
Welcome back to Sterling as Moundridge takes a timeout and faces a 2nd and 12 on their own 38-yard line with 7:02 remaining in the fourth, leading 21-7. Just nice goal line stand helped by penalties as Sterling. They denied Sterling a touchdown as Wyatt Newberry would score, but a hold would push it back, and Sterling could not convert on a 4th down pass that was intercepted in the end zone by Moundridge, who took it out to the 20 and have now marched out to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 12. Knitz back at quarterback. He's had a lot of success, including scoring their last touchdown. This time he's out, and he will be not corralled. I couldn't see exactly what happened. I don't know.
Two guys on him, and he pitched it forward. It would be a pass, but it's more like a Mahomes type of deal, only not Larry Nassar.
That pass was complete to number 15, Bear Modelmog.
Modelmog with the reception. I didn't see it. I just
8-man play. That was one of those.
Just kind of tossed it forward. And
3rd and 4.
So a nice play, an 8-yard gain, now under 7 minutes. 3rd and 4, big down for Sterling.
Yeah, it is, because the way we're moving the ball, anything can happen here if we can stop them.
Moundridge content to run all of those 40 seconds off, and you'll see Hecox here as he'll watch the back judge start counting as he is right now. 10 seconds. He starts counting now. 5. There's the snap. He'll go back to pass. He looks. He goes deep. He's got a man.
He overshot him. He was open.
Boston Eckert on the coverage. I'm not sure who that was.
On the coverage, number 3,
I thought maybe we might see Caden Elmore, the state champion sprinter from
You haven't called
Moundridge.
his name too much.
He hasn't been out there that I can
not
find.
Playing at all?
Well, he's number 2, and I haven't seen him out there yet. And but he's a Blazer.
He could have an injury or something from last week. Well, you never know when somebody doesn't play. In schools,
Right.
You've got a variety of things can happen.
So Moundridge will show that they'll punt, and Sterling, and we have no reason to think that they wouldn't.
I would think they'd kick it here. Last one ended up on the 2. Well, we should get a run back on this.
So a punt. Wyatt Newberry, they'll run a fake reverse, and the ball, Sterling will have it at the 20-yard line. Actually, that was Farney with the return.
It was actually a nice play on our part.
Talk to me.
I thought that was a great thing to keep it in Farney's hands there and fake that thing. That was nice. They just did the job on it. I mean, we gave ourselves a chance for a big return there.
Sterling will take over on their own 20-yard line, 6:43 remaining, and Eckert will come out here to the left once again, guarded by
Well, we need one of them
Finn
touchdown runs of 60, 70 yards here by Zane. It could happen.
Modelmog and Hecox line up at those two inside linebackers.
Kind of moved him off tackle. I think.
Yes, and they're still walking up in those gaps, and Farney will get it forward for 3 yards on first down.
If he can break through, he's gone.
Yes, because they have four.
Nobody left.
They have two safeties in the middle of the field.
Well, they're up there tight. They
are tight.
They're not going to catch him if he gets through there.
And he has shown that tonight, that he is able to.
So we're not too far from busting one.
6:16 remaining in the fourth. Logan will go back to pass. They're going to go one more time to Boston. This one looks like it has a better chance. Boston comes up with it, but drops it as he hit the ground, or it will be. It's an incomplete pass. Except the official may come in and say that a Wildcat, maybe a Finn Burge, comes up with the interception possibly. The officials discuss it, and they will call it incomplete. So one of Logan's better balls, but give Burge a lot of credit as he battled Boston Eckert for that. Thought Boston came up with it. Moundridge thought they had an interception, and so it'll bring up 3rd and 7 any way you look at it. 6:04 remaining.
Well, we gave it a good shot, threw a good ball. Got to make a play.
Got to make a play.
Right now, they just made a few more plays, basically. Their interception did it go for a touchdown? No, it went down to like the 2 or something. The first half. Was that first half we had an interception? They ran it quite a bit back. They've had a couple, 3 interceptions maybe? Can't remember.
I don't remember.
2 of them have been in the end zones.
I only remember, well,
and I think
one actually.
One was here and it ran along that way.
2 interceptions, you're right.
There have been 3,
yeah.
2 in the end zone and 1 out here.
The big one wasn't the one in the end zone. The bigger one probably was the one that set up the 3rd score for Moundridge by Finn Burge.
I think we just got a holding penalty somewhere. An ineligible man downfield.
Which shouldn't happen on a pass play like that.
Pass.
So Sterling at 3rd and 12, and pitch it to Wyatt Newberry. He cuts inside where there's
somebody just stuck him.
And that will be that will be unnecessary roughness, as I believe it was Hecox who
threw him around like a rag doll.
Yeah, threw Wyatt around. That will result, I believe, an automatic first down and 15 yards. So Wyatt ran into a whole lot of Wildcats, and then after stopped, Hecox, he played within the whistle. It was just unnecessary, I guess, is what you might refer that to. Unnecessary roughness. I don't know what they called it. I guess that would be it.
Well, we needed a break. We just got it.
That was a break. Also, a new linebacker will come in as Hecox checks out.
Why would you take Hecox? Oh, is he the one that did it?
He's the one that got the penalty, so sure he'll sit for at least a play as they shift their defensive line. Sterling waits for it as the clock runs, 5:48 remaining. Logan will get the snap. Burgess in motion. Give to Zane. He tries to bounce it, and he's lucky to get 3. He made that all on his own.
That doesn't look good. I hope he's okay on that. He's in a weird spot.
Bring up 2nd and 8. 5:20 remaining.
And on that tackle, number 6, Josh Jones.
Hecox will return. Looked like Paul Grill maybe was in for him, or Josh Cohen.
Trinity lost to Inman, right, last week?
Yeah, 14-0. Logan will go back to pass. He throws it right down the middle into triple coverage, and Knitz has it go in and out of his hands. Boston ended up being a DB right there and may have helped knock it out. And so it'll bring up 3rd and 12. 4:53 remaining. Clock stops on that incompletion. Sterling down 21-7. Stay tuned for the
Sedgwick 8, Trinity 2, end of 3.
Wow.
Bueller's ahead 21-14, but I don't know who they're playing. Andell's now up 40-34. Minneapolis 16, Lions 7, end of 3.
Logan with a flag route out to Wyatt Newberry, and it was close, but Wyatt couldn't come up with it, and so it'll bring up 4th down and 12. Stay with us as we'll have the play of the game brought to you by the Happy Egg Company, and also the player of the game brought to you by Pride Ag Resources, Ace Hardware after the game on the Rice Community Health postgame show. 4:48, the clock stops on that incompletion. Sterling in desperation mode.
Yeah, definitely not our game right here. What we would like to be doing. I don't know what we call, to be honest.
An 8-yard hitch would be okay to Boston. Let his big body. Sterling will run option. Wyatt Newberry on the corner, and Knitz another.
Nice tackle.
Actually, that wasn't Knitz. That was another really nice tackle by.
You know, when we start picking player of the game, we're supposed to go for either team. That three's got to be in consideration.
That would be Finn Burge, and I would have to agree.
He's taken away Boston, and I think he's picked a couple, and now he just made that nice play. I mean, they're quarterbacks. Both could be up for player of the game.
Finn Burge has had an outstanding game on the perimeter as well as defending Boston, and Sterling will turn it over on downs as Moundridge will take over on the Sterling 40 with 4:41 remaining in the fourth quarter, trailing 21-7.
There, I bet you like that defense.
Paul Grill with
Strung that thing out perfectly.
Paul Grill with the carry to the left side. Sterling is stringing it out, but not before he gets almost 5 yards.
I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, he runs a long time.
I thought we got him shot more than quick than that.
So a 4-yard gain down to the 36-yard line. Clock continues to run.
We got 2 timeouts left?
Yes, Clark, I believe that's correct. Moundridge with 1, not a factor at this point. Moundridge in no hurry as they'll milk the clock as it goes under 4 minutes, waiting for the back judge. He signals 10 seconds left on the play clock. He'll begin counting as he is right now, 5, 4, and Hecox has in motion. He'll take it to his left side, cuts back to the right, and has a Black Bear ride him down, but it will be a first down as he crosses over into inside the 26-yard line of Sterling.
It will be a first down for the Wildcats.
First down, Moundridge, 3:32 and counting as the clock runs after the sticks are set. Knitt's way out here to the right, standing on the numbers. Hecox with Burge, I believe, to his right, and he'll be stopped for little to no gain, maybe 2 yards, maybe 1. And so it'll bring up 2nd and 8. And Moundridge in no hurry is now at 2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter.
They're just eating this thing away, aren't they? Guess you like it because we're getting done. You don't like long games. We know.
Well, I don't like long games when I'm the defensive coordinator trying to win a game. That's what I'll say. When this head coach throws it every down and backwards.
One bad call.
Okay. I didn't have any calls, so I 2:20. Hecox in no hurry right now. Hands it off. And a nice run being helped by his offensive lineman. And that was Greenwald. And Sterling will take a timeout with 2:10. We'll keep it right here. Well, Clark, do you think Finn Burge, his interception leading to that last touchdown to make it 21-7 for Moundridge, qualifies as the Happy Egg excellent play of the game? Or would you like to take Zane Farney's 50-some yard run that he had in the second quarter to set up Sterling's first touchdown? Or the Kaiser Knitz around the left corner to get that 21 points? Or would you prefer the Hecox to Model Mog's first touchdown in the first quarter on a fourth down?
Well, I had Boston's break up early on as the play of the game. But the game didn't develop so that was such a big play in the scheme of things. Probably.
Boy, he's thinking on this. I've never seen the wheels turn so hard. You can hear the hamsters running.
The passes for their touchdown would probably end up being the play of the games because it's been a pretty low-scoring game. If they don't get it in, it's anybody's game here. So
you like that one? Well, we'll talk about that right after this play.
Go anyway.
as Knitz will take it and down it after he gets a first down. Nice play at the 15-yard line. Sterling's got a down black bear. And the Moundridge players asked to get some help. I believe that's Derek Crone possibly.
Yeah, something.
So there'll be an injury timeout.
Lower back, maybe.
Well, the play that Clark is talking about was a 4th down play.
Yeah, that makes it bigger where it was the down, you know.
After a penalty, pushed the a 10-yard penalty, pushed the ball back from the 7 to the 17, and Hecox with some time found Modelmog right in the middle of the end zone, and he jumped really high to get it and brought it down with 5:52, getting Moundridge their first score, and would be enough to be the Happy Egg. Excellent play of the game brought to you by Happy Egg Company. Visit happyeggfarms.com to learn how you can help feed America. And that will be our play of the game. This injury timeout brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law, 241-9000. Tom works to get the benefits you deserve. Chad, let's take a 1-minute break here on has 2 minutes left in this football game as Moundridge leads 21-7 with Sterling in an injury timeout.
Get the most out of your wireless service with NextTech Wireless. Get a device on us with no contract. NextTech Wireless, home on the range.
Walton Plumbing and Heating at 112 North Broadway in Sterling is who to call for expert heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Call them at 620-278-3462, a proud supporter of Black Bears and Warriors sports.
Hi, this is Lucas Raleigh with Raleigh Insurance. With a family myself, I know how important managing expenses are. If you are thinking about shopping your family's insurance, let us do the shopping for you with our newly expanded markets and carriers. As an independent agency, we've been saving families across Kansas for the past 50 years. Check out RaleighInsurance.biz, see me in Little River, or stop by Raleigh Insurance in Inman or Lyons today.
Since 1965, your choice for home, auto, farm, and commercial insurance. Raleigh Insurance.
KSKU.
Back in Sterling after the injury timeout to Derek Crone. Moundridge will just choose after that first down, will choose to let the clock run for 25 seconds, and now they will
They'll probably just take a knee, don't you think?
They could very well.
They only got one timeout left.
Yep, and it is. They do have a new set of downs. They'll snap it with 1:24, and it's a give to.
Okay.
Touchdown carry by number 4, Logan.
I don't think they're like running it up. They just ran it up.
No, absolutely not. Logan Greenwalt with an 18-yard touchdown run to make the score 27-7.
Yep, the guy just threw some flags. Somebody must have said something. At least I think I saw him. What am I seeing? Maybe he threw his towel over there.
I don't think you're seeing any flags.
There's something over there to the left of that kicker that went flying. I bet it was somebody throwing a towel over or something.
So the kick is up, and it is good.
The point is good. Number 42, Cyrus Blow.
Blow with the extra point makes it 28-7 here in Sterling as Moundridge caps that drive with a nice run by their running back Logan Greenwald, who's had a really nice night. The 5'6", 133-pound sophomore. They really do it by committee, and he's been the story tonight along with Grill, but it's been more Greenwald, and so pushes the score out to 28-7 here in Sterling. Moundridge will kick off once more as Sterling will get at least one more possession.
Their kicking game has helped them. Not often does the kicking game help as much as theirs has tonight. They put us back here at the 7 once, and there's 2 of these kickoffs. Landed at the 2 and one other one, right? Or am I wrong on that?
Nope, you're right. Kicking game's been huge for them, and the timely punts.
Yeah.
And extra points.
Back to return, Tucker Hoff and Darren Maxwell.
Maxwell and Haas to return for Sterling. Blow will kick again. He's had a busy night. Extra points and kickoffs. He's a big dude, 6'3", 235 pounds, and he waylays that one down to the 5-yard line. Tucker will take it, looks for a seam, and runs right into a Wildcat, and that will be, Sterling will take over on the 22-yard line with 1:13 remaining.
We don't have plays in our playbook to score 3 touchdowns in a minute.
Sterling will fall to 0-2. Moundridge up their record to 2-0. And Sterling will head to Inman next week. I don't have Moundridge's schedule, but Sterling will head to Inman. And did you get a score on any Inman games tonight?
I have not seen an Inman score yet.
I don't think they were on the network tonight.
Who were they playing?
I do not know, so they were not on the network tonight.
We're going there.
We will go there. Be on 94.7 next weekend.
We're on the radio?
Broadcasting. Yep. You better be
Y'all
ready.
have to go get out in your cars to listen to us.
Or the app. I believe Zane Farney might have been Maxwell possibly, or Haas with the carry, as I see Porter Anderson
Zane,
out here.
Zane on the bench, yeah.
At the Wyatt Newberry on the bench. Porter Anderson with the out here at wide receiver. So Sterling content to put in some of the backups. 50 seconds remaining in this contest.
Tucker? Was it Tucker or was it Darren? I think maybe Darren Maxwell.
That's Tucker. Tucker Haas with the last carry
Tucker
for 3 yards. Stick around for the sure-to-be-wrong stats of the game on the Rice Community Health post-game.
There's a good run.
Tucker with a nice run for 12 yards, actually 7 yards. He'll get a first down out to the 40-yard line. 23 seconds left. The clock will stop.
Carry's good for a Black Bear first down.
.11 seconds. Sterling might snap it. And they will. Another give. And Haas will get 4, and that will be the ball game as your Sterling Black Bears fall to 0-2 and fall to a really good Moundridge football team, 28-7 here in Sterling. Sterling falls to 0-2, as I said. Moundridge to 2-0, and stay with us here as we'll step away for our post game. We'll be back for our post game in about 2 minutes.
Player of the game, don't forget.
Yep, we will do that.
2 minute break.
2 minute break.
2 minute break here.
This is country music singer-songwriter Nicole Gallion here to tell you about my hometown, Sterling, Kansas. There's wonderful things happening in Sterling, and we would like your family to join us. Consider moving your family to our safe, rural community where we currently have brand new spec homes and apartments with 3-bedroom duplexes coming very soon. Now is your chance to enroll your children in our award-winning school district. Soon we will be even closer to the metro due to the new highway. Come enjoy our small town charm while being just a short drive away from the big city.
Rod's Tire and Service.
Rod here, Rod's Tire and Service of Hillsboro. If you're looking for a new set of tires or wheels, come see us today. Chances are we probably have what you need in stock, and we can put it on your vehicle the day you come in. We are here to keep you rolling.
KSKU. We are your destination for Friday Night Lights. To find out when our Friday Night Lights tour is coming to your hometown, click on sports at adastroradio.com. Hit radio 94.7 KSKU.
Hyatt Life Sciences has now developed a full line of products that support the immune system, brain function, joint flexibility, and glucose health.
And so it's a lot of kind of information sharing, knowledge sharing for us, and we learn a lot from our customers when they come and tell us about what they've done and what they've seen and experienced. And that actually is exactly why we have the product line. A lot of the times, our product line was developed because we just heard from customers.
Follow us on Facebook or visit HyattLifeSciences.com to see how we can help.
At McPherson College, you bring the dream, we'll assemble the team. Your experience as a Bulldog student-athlete includes a team of coaches and professors dedicated to your success. McPherson College is home to KCAC champions, NAIA All-Americans, and champions of character. We're also home to some of the lowest student debt and highest career outcomes in Kansas. It's a great day to be a Bulldog. Learn more at macbulldogs.com.
Need secure storage for your RV or boat? Check out the brand new Countryside RV, Boat, and Self-Storage in McPherson. Located on 16th Avenue near Crable's Meats. We offer 15 by 50 fully enclosed storage units and covered outdoor storage. Call or text today at 620-755-6586. Countryside RV, Boat, and Self-Storage. Your storage solution. That's 755-6586.
Need help with the down payment on your new dream home? Talk to Marcia and Kim today at First Bank. You'll learn all about the turnkey program and the 3 customizable options that could earn you up to $15,000 towards your down payment. Call Marcia and Kim today to see if you and your new home will qualify at First Bank or log on to first-bank.net. That's first-bank.net. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
KSKU.
Back in Sterling for the Rice Community Health post-game show here in Sterling as Sterling falls 28-7 to the hands of the newly 11-man Moundridge Wildcats. You have a player of the game, Clark, here, the Pride Ag Resources Ace Hardware player of the game.
Well, do we pick one of our kids? Or
well, I think you could pick either one. I'll go through the stats real quick here.
Zane had a lot of yards.
Zane Farney with 24 carries, 200 and looks like 9 yards by our own Chad Comley, who was doing yeoman's
He's
work.
feeling pretty confident in it.
He was. Actually, Zane carried.
He's close.
Zane carried for 27 times for 205 yards, including a 50-yard run. And Wyatt Newberry 6 of 14 after his big 120-yard breakout last week. Logan Isaac 4 for 3 yards. Dylan Burgess 4 for 15. And Tucker Haas 3 for 14. Sterling 44 carries, 251 yards on the night. Logan Isaac was 0 of 7 with 2 interceptions on the night. No catches for the Black Bears.
Let's hear some stuff from Moundridge.
Moundridge ended up as Henry Hecox. He ended up with 8 carries for 50 yards. Paul Grill on 6 carries for 36 yards. Logan Greenwalt, who scored the last touchdown, 5 for 30 and that touchdown. And Kaiser Knitz, who scored the 3rd touchdown and really decisive one, really had 8 carries for 60 yards playing his position at quarterback. So Sterling holds him to 176 yards of rushing. But Henry Hecox, who quite frankly could be the player of the game for Moundridge, we can give to. I don't think Matt will care over at Lions at Ace Hardware.
What do they give away?
Just a nice shout out. No,
Trigger.
That would not be legal. Henry Hecox on the night, he threw 12 times for 150 yards, and a really nice night for Henry Hecox, who directed the offense and did just about everything, including 2 touchdown passes.
Who's the other quarterback?
Kaiser Knitz had 1 pass for 8 yards, and that was there probably at the end there when he pushed it forward. Bear Modelmog had 3 catches for 49 yards. Hecox had 2 for 10.
Yeah, you probably got to give it to that first guy. I still think 3's got to be in the honorable mention.
Finn Burge with his big
Boston
pick.
never got a catch.
He did not get a catch.
And I think he picked 1 or 2 off maybe or something.
Knitz would end up with 4 catches for 37 yards, but Clark is right. Finn Burge defended Boston Eckert, Sterling's wide receiver, really well, and he also tackled well on the edge. And I think we could give it to any one of the 4, but my vote would go to Henry Hecox as he directed.
Probably.
And really, he was kind of the master of this football game, as simple as that. He controlled it from the very beginning. Sterling really couldn't get any pressure on him, and when they did, he escaped and made a play. So Henry Hecox will be the Pride Ag Resources Ace Hardware player of the game. Pride Ag Resources Ace Hardware, the helpful place. Well, that'll about do it for us here in Sterling as Sterling falls to 0-2, Moundridge up to 2-0. Sterling will travel to Inman, as we mentioned earlier, be on 94.7 pregame at 6:40 over in Inman and on Black Bear Broadcasting. Final words from Clark the Shark.
Well, I can't put my finger on where we're at. I think we showed some improvement. I know we showed some improvement.
Yes.
And, it's going to take a while for our young line to play in varsity games for a while till they get used to the speed, and I think the running game got going there. I thought Coach Schneider did a nice job and getting us in a huge 4th down play that kept us in the game. Basically, it's a gutsy call. So there's a lot of positives. It's just the thing is, as I said earlier, this is concerning me is we're playing Inman next week, which beats Sedgwick, which is in a close game.
They did not beat Sedgwick.
They didn't?
They beat Trinity last week.
Okay, beat Trinity. And Trinity's in a close game, a 6-point game right now with Sedgwick, which put us. So I don't know that it gets easier next week for us. I don't know if they're better than Moundridge.
I don't think it gets any easier. Obviously, they've got a defense.
Might be as good as Moundridge.
They've got a defense, so I guess we can say that at least to stop whatever Sedgwick was doing tonight. So. Or that's Trinity, I guess. Yeah. That was Trinity. We don't know about Inman.
You can't really tell everything by the scores, but
you can't.
You can tell when people are blowing people out,
Well, thank you for joining us here on Black Bear Broadcasting and 94.7 and the Ad Astra Stream number 2. We appreciate those of you around the country enjoying that. And for Clark the Shark Comley, and Chad Comley, producer, engineer, and sure to be wrong stats, I am Brian Richter. That'll do it for us from Sterling. Sterling falls 28-7 to Moundridge. Say goodnight, Clark.
Good night, Clark.